Hello and welcome everyone to a new campaign and a new setting. For the first time ever, I, WhatManiacsE, will be running a module. Crazy, right? I've talked at length about how much I enjoy homebrew, and now I'm running a module. What is this? Well, it's not just any module, you see. I am running one of my favorite modules of all time, the illustrious Rime of the Frost Maiden, also known as Icewind Dale. It is one of my favorite campaign settings, just because of its dank dreariness in the cold and unforgiving frozen north, beset upon by all sides of, druidic cultists of the goddess Auril, strange and terrible things hidden outside one's purview in the dark and creeping shadows of the snow-covered hills, as well as a few hidden mysteries deep beneath the ice that can come to life in an instant and sweep up any party unsuspecting. Joining me are an entirely new cast of players who I will go around and introduce as we introduce their characters. And just a few things starting off real quick. Since this is my first time running the module, I understand I'm probably going to get a few things wrong. That's A-okay. We're just going to roll with it. If additionally my players have any feedback for me as we go along, you might notice that episode to episode we might change things up a little bit, just because I want to tailor this to having fun. And if my players have suggestions for me to kind of increase their individual experiences, we're going to go ahead and tailor it to make sure that they're having as much fun as possible. So initially in the module, you are supposed to just kind of start right at the gate in Icewind Dale, but I find that kind of just like jumps you in at the stereotypical, like, you're in a tavern starting point. So instead, what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and jump off of that and start with the closest proximity region to Icewind Dale, and use it as a staging ground for kind of the story and history of the campaign, as well as the introduction for people's characters. So we will be starting in a historical area along the Sword Coast, the city of Sails, Luskan. Got my handy-dandy d6 right here that I will roll to introduce characters, and when your character comes up, we will go ahead and introduce the player, as well as introduce your character. So I've got my d6 ready. I'm going to go ahead and roll our first number, and we will begin. But first, I will get into my intro. On the northern banks of the spine of the world lies the frozen tundra, Icewind Dale, and the bastion of the Ten Towns, who are the northernmost expanse of civilization in the known world of Faerun. The denizens of the Dale have enjoyed a modest and relatively peaceful existence in the last few years, as their lands are an untapped mine of resources that have brought in travelers near and far. However, in the year 1490, by the Dale reckoning, 2 years prior to the tale about to be told, Auril the Frost Maiden, a goddess of winter and cold darkness, returned to the world and descended to Icewind Dale in mortal guise, to carve out the region as their domain in the mortal world, in an era where they were no longer needed nor worshipped. As each night she would climb into the skies amidst her white rock, weaving her primal magic in a cascade of colors and shifting arcanum, appearing to the denizens as an aurora. She sealed away the sun under a blanket of storm clouds and blizzards that have trapped the Ten Towns in a perpetual winter. While her spell has created blizzards that have sealed the pass from Luskan to Bryn Shander, as of late, Luskan has re-established contact with the Ten Towns, and rumors circulate through all corners of Faerun of the Frost Maiden's wrath. A year ago today, a detachment of mages from the Arcane Brotherhood in Luskan were detached to Icewind Dale after rumors of an ancient city, the Netherese Necropolis, was unearthed by the Lord's Alliance, and in order to cement Luskan's position on that council, they agreed to send powerful wizards to claim the city in the name of the Lord's Alliance. Now, as the rumors have reached a fever pitch, treasure hunters seeking fortune in the frozen wastes have come to the city, as well as heroes who wish to rid the land of this frozen curse. However, perhaps the strongest of all these calls and bonds are those drawn to Icewind Dale because the land itself calls to them in a primal need or divine vision, or, in a more simpler manner, It could be that their bonds with those trapped beyond Auril's everlasting rime call to them stronger than any goddess could shriek for them to leave. One thing, however, is truly certain. That is that nothing is quite as it seems in Icewind Dale, and for the unprepared, the tundra will be their doom. And now we find ourselves in Luskan, the city of sails. Against the Sword Sea, or the Sea of Swords, a bitter wind sweeps across the sea itself, carrying salt and with it many birds above the high peaks of the city and its many spires and towers. Here we find ourselves drawn to one point in particular. As we zoom down towards the old ruins of Ilusk, a place once filled to the brim with undead, but purged recently thanks to the skills and talents of the Arcane Brotherhood, deep beneath the ruins are a varying web of catacombs and caves that are home to a variety of drow mercenaries, Duergar warlords, and thieves trying to hide their business from prying eyes. It is here we find the first member of our party. Inu, would you like to describe your character?
Okay, Lars. She stands out quite a bit. Only 5 feet tall. She looks almost like a doll brought to life, with pale white skin, nearly flawless. Bright red outfit. Looks again like something you'd find on a doll. Golden hair. It looks like it's just been cut, as if somebody took a knife to a ponytail and didn't care about evenness, split ends, or any of the sort. The most notable feature is her bright red eyes.
As you find yourself beneath the ruins of Ilusk, let me see here. I believe there was a specific location I had in mind, but I did not write it down. So we'll just say you are within one of the various catacombs that finds itself as Tombs of the Undead. This is a notable meeting place for many thieves and rogues, as well as, like, again, drow mercenaries. More specifically, the ruler of Luskan, if I can remember his name. Here we go. It was home to the... Damn. The Brigand Diarth, a group of drow mercenaries that are prevalent in Luskan because their master, Jarlaxle, finds himself as the Lord of Luskan in recent years. It used to be a pretty prominent, like, city for, like, cultist, devil worshippers, criminals, things like that, because law and order more or less had failed in Luskan. Thanks to Jarlaxle's intervention, it has become kind of more of a bastion of civilization, and in recent years he has been trying to gain entry into the Lord's Alliance, something that he has endeavored over the past 2 years to do. And as such, you find yourself here amidst these catacombs, seeking answers of your own amongst the various network of individuals to try and get information before you begin your perilous journey. As you wait in the catacombs, you've been here, we'll say, like 5-10 minutes, and I feel like, you tell me, is Lark's patience beginning to wear thin?
Lark has an incredible amount of patience. I wouldn't think so.
Perfect. As you continue to wait, a figure emerges from the entranceway and walks in. They kind of, like, for a member of this, like, network, they seem pretty relaxed, and as they see you, they're like, God! Thought all of us weren't buying into the stereotype of hiding in the shadows, but I see that's not the case. You Hemlock?
That's me.
Great. I've got what you requested. And he pulls a small, like, parcel out from his coat and passes it off to you.
Thank you.
He's like, outside of that, should be everything you requested. Bit of information before you decide to embark. We've got you a way in, but it's complicated. We had to pull some strings with the Merchants Guild, and they have someone you're going to be accompanying. They specifically requested a bunch of bodyguards and a guide, and the person said they'd rather have a guide when they arrive in Icewind Dale, so we pulled some strings and said that we've got someone who used to be a local who has a wealth of information who could guide them. So you will be acting as their guide. And as he says this, he makes air quotes because he is fully familiar of how long you've been outside of Icewind Dale. And is just like, so this has a brief rundown of the politics that have changed and a map. You'll have more information when you meet your contact in Bryn Shander. But otherwise, like, this is all we could get.
It'll do. Oh, I haven't done an escort mission in a while.
Yeah, well, it's not normal for us to handle escort missions, but we need eyes on what's going on beyond the Rime, and you're the only one who had open availability who was already planning on going.
Just nods. When are we leaving?
The last thing he passes you is a small envelope. He's like, tickets are inside, as well as a picture of your contact and some basic information. Man doesn't really operate inside of the Sword Coast, so we were only able to gather so much, just based around his travels. So you're going to kind of be going in blind. Any information you can gather on the individual just by conversation alone will benefit us greatly.
Keep that in mind. We should take her envelope.
He nods and he's like, alright, well, I'm going to get the fuck out of here because this place is disgusting. And he turns and he leaves.
And Clark will leave as well.
Alright. We'll go ahead and keep the dice a-rolling for the night and see where we go next. Okay. As we zoom out through a crack in the catacombs, going ever upward through the airy caves, arriving back outside the ruins of Ilisk and getting a bird's eye view of the city, we head just a little further south to the shores where the winds of the day kick up a lot of sand, loose driftwood, cracked shells, and of course the scent of salt, and carries it further against the city wall, where it slips through the cracks of a old and kind of run-down tavern that finds itself along the area. We find ourselves within a bar known as One-Eyed Jack's, named for the aforementioned Lord of Luskan, Jarlaxle. And inside we find one person who stands out amidst the din and crowd of various drow and humans, traveling traders, mercenaries, and we find ourselves looking at the only individual of their kind in this bar. Kaito, would you like to describe your character for me?
I would love to. So, Electra, she is this 8-foot-tall Goliath woman. She's very muscular, and her eyes are covered in almost like smeared on black like makeup or paint or something.
Mm-hmm.
And on her face, you can also tell that it's kind of hard to see where her like Goliath markings begin and where her like scars end. But that's fine because half of her hair is like shaved, with the other half being like pushed over to the other side. And of course, dressed in like black sleeveless armor, like any good mercenary would be. She likes to show off her muscles, so like of course she's got a no sleeves on my armor. Um, but most noticeably is a large black like maul slash warhammer on her, and it's honestly because of how big she is. It's probably bigger than some of the smaller races that she's passed by in this bar.
Excellent, excellent. As apparently this is supposed to be on the northern bank. I don't care. We're gonna, it's my campaign, my topography. One-Eyed Jax is where I say it is. We find ourselves amidst this raucous din of just shanties from sailors, bunch of people like moving around, the scuffing of boots, the bumping of tables, and the shaking of glasses, laughter and cheers, roars of men just celebrating the existence that they have. And as you are just, I assume, keeping to yourself in a corner somewhere.
Yeah, Electra doesn't mind the like yelling and shouting, but fuck, dude, she probably just got finished with the job. She's like, I just want to drink. I just want to drink something.
As you are just like, I want to drink. You see Serena, the barkeep of One-Eyed Jax, who I assume that you've met on occasion in and around the city, comes over to you with a drink and a note, and she goes, right, Miss Electra, here's a drink on the house, and there's a note from a gentleman who was looking to see you. I think he's still here in the back room. If you'd like, you can finish your drink first. He said that the drinks would be on him today. But if you'd like to meet with him first, you can. If you'd like to just enjoy your drink, you could do that too. He said he had a job for you.
You know what? I'll finish this drink and then I'll go see what they want. Okay?
Of course. Everything all right in here for you? Too loud, too soft?
No, don't worry. You'll know if it gets too loud for me. I'll be sure to shut them up.
Well, you know well as I do. That's my job, Miss Electra. But thank you very much. And she goes back over to the. She's just flits around the bar, kind of like cleaning up spilled drinks and generally kind of moving around, taking orders and making sure the food gets to everyone who's supposed to receive it. And you've got a nice stiff ale in front of you.
Yeah. Can I read the note that she gave me?
Yeah, for sure. It just says, Zarian Crest of the Merchants Guild requests your services to transport one member of the guild across the borders of the Spine of the World into Icewind Dale, so they may negotiate trade contracts. You are to act as bodyguard for them during this time, as well as diplomat if any cases arise of violence with others of the Goliath race.
I think she's like, bodyguard, fuck yeah. And then she's diplomat, is like, oh, okay, it's a little racist, but okay, whatever. And I think she'll finish her drink and then go to the back room that Miss Serene told her to go.
Yeah, you see Mr. Crest there, and he's just kind of like inspecting the room, and like he like wipes his hand, like he's got like a gloved hand. He wipes it along like the bar, like or the booth, and he just finds like all this grime on it. He's just like, oh.
Yeah, you'll get used to it. Don't worry.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir Crest, and he extends his hand.
Electra, and I'll like, she like definitely looks like, oh, this fucking guy, but she'll shake his hand, squeezes it a little bit too hard.
Yeah, he gives you a firm grip back. Like he doesn't squeeze too hard, but like he definitely like matches your grip strength.
Fuck yeah, respect. She nods. Okay.
And he's just like, yes, I am a representative here of Merchants Guild. I have one of my members seeking entry into Icewind Dale. I was just hoping, given your reputation and experience, that you could serve as a bodyguard. Now, I have hired a few just because I've heard times are quite treacherous in the Dales, as well as crossing and returning is quite a perilous venture, so I hope that you don't mind working with others.
I mean, it's not really my first option, but you're the one who's hiring me, so I can't really complain, can I?
I mean, you certainly can. I just, you have already taken our money, so,
I guess that's fair. It's fine. I can work well with others. Sometimes.
Excellent. Great to hear. Do you have any questions about me or the person you're meeting? I can answer any that you have at current.
I'd love to know who the fuck I'm meeting.
You are meeting with a younger member of our guild. Well, younger is relative. He is an older gentleman. However, he is relatively new to our guild and operations. His name is Sir Obadiah Slick. He is a delightful chap. You will truly enjoy him. And he is just looking to create some new trade contracts in Icewind Dale on behalf of the guild, as well as his own company, the Antiques Roadhouse. And is just hoping that you could provide him some security on his venture northward.
Okay, what does he look like?
He is a older satyr gentleman.
Okay.
Trust me, you'll know him when you see him.
Okay, sure. How much is the pay?
Well, you've already accepted the initial payment of 5 gold pieces for escort. Any additional expenses or things you incur along your trip, we can cover up to a certain amount. However, if, so just keep your receipts. But if, if he is unable to establish contracts and business associations in the north, we will be looking at a payout for each of you of about 100 gold pieces. If he is able to secure the arrangements, you will be looking at 300 gold pieces per person.
Electra's trying not to be like, holy fuck, that's so much money. But she's like, okay, yeah, sure, I can do that. Where am I meeting him?
Yes, of course. You will be meeting our associate at the new station that has been built in the northern district of the city. I do believe they call it the Throat. That's a little gruesome, but who am I to judge?
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll keep that in mind.
Yes, of course. Which reminds me, I'm gonna start moving tokens up to the Throat.
Yeah, boy.
He's like, any other questions you have for me, or?
No, seems pretty, like, standard. It's just take some fucking guy to some fucking place. Not too hard.
Well, I'm glad you see it as an easy assignment. I will be looking forward to your safe return and payment there within.
Perfect. What was your name again?
Secrest. I do have a first name, but we're not that close just yet.
No, that's fine. I'll just call you Crest.
Works for me.
Thanks for the drinks. I'll head up in like, I guess an hour or so.
That's perfect. And he hands you like a ticket, and just goes, just make sure you do not miss the time. And there's like a time printed on your ticket.
How far away is it?
It's a couple hours to get up to the Throat from your current location. Like not too long, like maybe like 2 hours, like overland travel time by foot. But you see that like the ticket like seems to leave kind of like more in the afternoon, around like kind of like between 2 and 4 p.m. So you've got some time.
Okay, cool. Do I have enough time to like drink for an hour and then start heading and then like go?
Absolutely.
Perfect. All right, that's all I needed to know. I'll be like, all right, cool, and then like leave and go back to drinking.
Okay. As we wrap up there with Electra getting presumably hammered.
Oh yeah, fucking absolutely.
Okay, cool. Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit, no! I should have said that. It's my constitution. No, +2. Not too terrible.
I've already got our next person lined up.
That's a really good roll for the first one of the campaign. 17.
Yeah, you're not drunk.
Yeah!
You're solid.
Yeah, because I'm a Goliath, baby.
You have plenty of time to sober up as you walk. If you do incur a buzz. On that note, with our next roll, we will be zooming out and away. Up a little further to the north as we zoom out through the cracks of this old and scattered tavern, up and away into a region of the city known as the Mirabar Shield. We find ourselves in a very nice establishment. It is a place merely known as the Cutlass. And... Oh, wait, no, I messed up my stuff. Oh, man. Beans. So the Cutlass was apparently the one that I was supposed to have electric in. Oh, well. Then in that case, we'll find ourselves in the Royal Arms Inn. So the Royal Arms is a nice and luxurious inn located in the Mirabar Shield. And is home to many traveling dignitaries, merchants, as well as wayfarers of a richer nature. However, there are rooms of a modest pricing that certain people who are not looking to spend frivolously can afford. As we zoom into one of these rooms in the midst of what was once, a few moments ago, a heated negotiation, Tyler, would you like to describe your character? By the way, you're muted if you... There you go.
I know. I was just double checking. Well, Obadiah is, well, he's an old man. He's getting up there in years, kind of in the later half of his life. He's a 5'11" satyr, white hair, brown eyes. Sometimes wears glasses, sometimes doesn't. Depending on if he needs to read something with his old man eyes. He's pretty nice, pretty rugged looking, but he dresses clean and he I think otherwise, doesn't wear any pants. He's a satyr. Pants don't really fit really well with satyrs, but what you gonna do? He's got fur, so he's always gonna be warm. It's gonna be fine. But he's very clean. He's kept button up shirts, nice frills a little bit, but polo tie, obviously. Yeah, he just looks pretty spiffy.
I imagine, given the image of him, I imagine that, like, and correct me if I'm wrong here, he may not wear pants, but I assume that he does, like, wear a belt with suspenders, just for the look of suspenders.
Oh yeah, you gotta have the suspenders.
I may just be a simple southern satyr man, but... Anyway. So yeah, as these intense negotiations have now died down, you find yourself seated across from a very rotund dwarven man who's just like, so you're telling me that if we cut our deal with you and your guild, you will stock dwarven children's toys through your Antiques Roadhouse so that children in areas that wouldn't normally have toys could afford them.
That is the deal in earnest.
Now, I do have a bit of a question there, because you're talking about, essentially, we'd be handling all the production, but you would be handling the distribution of our goods. You mentioned that your business model, which was the bit I was kind of trying to wrap my head around. Your business model is under the intention that anyone can pay what they owe. Am I to understand that you yourself are going to be handling the cost if a person can't afford our prices?
Is the truth. If you'll notice in the contracts my employees helped me write up, you'll see that my industry will take care of them costs with no direct deposits or no taken from you whatsoever.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around it, Mr. Slick, because what you're describing is a model that essentially, as a merchant businessman, cannot work long term, because over the course of your business, you will be essentially relying on your own coin or the fortunes of your investors. Am I to understand that correctly?
Lobadiah just lays back in the chair and is like, "Do you have children, good sir?"
I've got 8 wee ones.
Obviously, you must love them. You know, a strapping young man like yourself seems to be quite in the ways of knowledge, and you seem like you might be one to raise your children, right?
He kind of chuckles and blushes at young man. He's just like, oh, oi.
Now, I know I can't just assume your emotions and what you feel, but any respectable parents gotta know that the smile on their children's face is worth more gold than this entire continent can give. When I see the smiling faces of the people that I serve, it means more to me than can ever be described. So to know that I can sleep soundly and have a full heart knowing that them kids who can't afford them toys be getting that happiness that, let's be honest, me and you had to work our entire lives to get, I feel much better about myself. I think you'd feel a little bit better about yourself, too.
Roll me a persuasion check.
I sent somebody to cry. Alright, let me just check my stats here. $24.
24. Yeah, he seems to contemplate the words you say and kind of thinks on it, and he goes, tell you what, you're right there, that every child deserves a chance at happiness. What we'll go ahead and do is, all of our standard toy and make, we do have a non-negotiable rate that we will sell them to, and you can sell them for cost or profit, your decision, depending on your own merits. However, for those that need to be at a cheaper cost, we can use some of our scrap material and make toys of the same quality but lesser material. These will be more prone to degradation over time and age, but for kids who need them immediately, they will be a welcome comfort in the short time. Is that amicable to you?
I do believe that sounds good.
He extends his hand to shake yours.
I grasp his hand firmly and shake it, and it's like, I hope there will be many blessings upon you and your family.
He's like, and likewise to you, Mr. Slick. As you wrap your deal, one of your merchants with your caravan runs up to you, and he's like, "Oh, hey there, Obadiah."
Yes, Jimmy. How's everything going on the front?
Well, sir, we got everything up and running for getting everybody settled here. We're still appealing Lord Jarlaxle. Jax, One-Eyed Jax. We're petitioning him for that storefront that your lawyer was talking about. That could take some time. He was talking something about grease and wheels, but we didn't bring no wheel grease, so I'm not quite sure what he's referring to, but that's okay. We can go get wheel grease and bring it back to him, and he can grease them wheels.
I put my hand on Jimmy's shoulder, like, Jimmy, I need you to take a deep.
Okay, I don't know why I need to, but he just like takes the deepest breath ever and just like seems to hold it until you tell him to breathe out.
I will explain the concept to you later on our travel, but just know we don't need to buy anything grease-wise. Just focus on saddling up the caravans, getting everything all ready for our guests. The news from the guild, they've been saying that we're gonna get some people coming our way, helping us through our travels.
Let's see. This snippet of conversation took about 30 seconds. Cool. Yeah, you just see Jimmy go as he passes out from holding his breath because you didn't tell him to exhale.
I thought you said I did tell him.
I said he's waiting for you to tell him.
Oh, I misheard. I thought you said he's holding it until you tell. And okay, well, darn it.
As Jimmy passes out, Corey runs up and goes, "Well, that's a shame there.
Let's get him into the bed."
Yeah, fourth time this week.
Boy has a heart of gold, but sometimes he's dumber than a sack of bricks.
Well, I keep telling you, you gotta tell him to breathe out, otherwise he's not gonna do it.
Listen, if you gotta tell the rooster to crow in the morning, then he ain't good for nothing but food.
Well, then why the hell we keep Jimmy on the payroll?
As like I said, he's got a good heart. As long as it's in the right place, it all matters.
He just shakes his head and he's like, "Listen, Obadiah, anyway, what Jimmy was trying to say before he passed the fuck out was that we're getting the storefront set up, we're unloading the caravans, your party's been cleared by the guild, and you'll be taking the express up to Icewind. Here's your ticket," and he hands you a ticket.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
He just nods, and he's like, "Well, we'll go ahead and get everything set up here, boss, and, I hope you enjoy your trip."
Sure, I will have a very memorable time. Now, I'm trusting you to get everything all sorted and all handled, right?
Yeah, we'll get the storefront up and running, boss. You just bring back them contracts and some nice goodies on your travels, and we can stock the store up nice.
Put my hand on the shoulder is like, hey, you've been doing a really great job. And extremely proud of you.
Oh, well, thank you, Obadiah. It's a pleasure to serve.
Put him on the shoulder and then heads to where he needs to head to.
I think as you leave, like, Corey's just like I think he like, I think this was fully him expecting that promotion to finally come through, and then you just leave, and I think, like, for a second there, he's like happy, and he's like, "Yeah, Obadiah," and then, like, I think the second you, like, leave out of range of sight, he just looks over, he just kind of, like, has that expression on his face, like, "Ah, dang."
Well, I mean, I'm leaving him in charge of things, like, what kind of promotion do you need?
He thought you were, like, actually making him the manager of the storefront, like, you were giving it to him.
Oh, sorry, Stacy's having that position handled just fine.
He's just like, "Oh, okay. Maybe a system manager?"
Yes, you both need to work together. I just say this as I walk. It's like, yes, please work together this time and quit fighting over who's in charge, please.
He's like, "Okay, got it, co-manager." And as Obadiah pushes open the door and a gust of wind rips out in the wake, tussling his hair and filling his nostrils with a salt-scented breeze, we will go ahead and move on to our next of the party. Flying up and away from the Royal Arms Inn, we head to the highest pinnacled peaks within Luskan, the illustrious arch towers of the Arcane Brotherhood, the central of which is known as the Host Tower of the Arcane. There we find, in a small chamber outside of a greater meeting hall, a singular individual pacing back and forth, awaiting a set of news that is to come at any second. Phil, would you like to describe your character?
Okay, I'm having some technical difficulties. Give me, 2 minutes.
Okay, we'll move on to someone else.
Yes, sorry. Otherwise I would.
Okay, so as we don't do that, as we reach the Host Tower of the Arcane, and it's like, so, I bet you're wondering how we got here, and then it just rewinds and heads a little further north, not too far from the throat, to the great and illustrious Halls of the Hallowed. Here in this vast cathedral that was recently purchased and put up by the Lord's Alliance as a gesture of good faith in the city of Luskan, around what was once a temple to Auril, known as the Winter Palace, tearing down much of the old foundation and rebuilding over it. As we pass through censured halls of incense and chanting, as music plays above in glittering tones of bells and organ pipes, we find ourselves in a section of the temple dedicated to a specific pantheon, of which many more hidden folk find themselves in worship of. Leo, would you like to describe your character?
Yeah. So my Exus is very small. She is around 4 feet, a little taller than your average gnome, but shorter than your average dwarf. Classic. Very round faced. She looks a little bit on the older side, and even though gnome ages are a little bit hard to pin down, there's a little bit of sort of wear and tear on the face, some kind of wrinkles under the eyes, a little bit of crow's feet, but not too terribly easy to pin down. She dresses really conservatively, sort of like a black sweater, and what appears to be just a pair like a skirt. Almost it does border none a little bit, but it's broken up by her bun, which sort of offsets. It's tied in the opposite direction of her eye patch, with an eye patch over her left eye, bun on the right side of her head, and a necklace with a crescent moon on it. But all of that is almost secondary to the giant fucking mace on her back. It's like this big chunky warhammer that has spikes on it. You see a little bit of some bloodstains on there, and it just looks so. It doesn't even look like it belongs to her. It looks like she picked it up somewhere because it's just so contrast with the rest of her appearance. But yeah.
All right. As you are, which of these shrines would you say that Mixus is probably drawn to at this very moment, amidst the gods that they worship?
Can you go over them again?
I believe in your document you put down that Gyardal,
Yes, okay.
Ironhand, and Baravar Cloakshadow are the two that they worship the most.
I think right now, just looking at Iron Hand, I mentioned she just kind of has gotten back from perhaps being out for a while and is just sort of looking for safety in town.
As you approach and go through your usual rituals associated with prayer, a gnomish priest kind of approaches but keeps his distance from you as you are engaged in prayer, and he seems to be speaking with an individual who he has come into this temple seemingly seeking you.
Yeah, of course. She finishes up, um, kind of cuts her prayer off a little bit short, um, but gets up and turns to face the other gnome, and she goes, hello. Can I help? Can I help you?
Yes, begging 1,000 pardons. I am here just bringing this gentleman to you. He said he had business that you had accepted with the Merchants Guild. Uh, I just merely showed him to where you were engaged in thought.
She thinks for a moment, and she goes, oh, yeah, of course, thank you. Thank you so much. And here, and she like hands him like a couple copper pieces.
And he takes them very, very tightly and warmly and says, blessings be upon you, and
You as well.
may our forefathers watch over you. And he graciously like bows and steps away as the human man steps forward and is like, hello, I am Brandon Zant with the Merchants Guild. I believe you accepted a contract from us recently with a payment of 5 gold attached to it for bodyguard work for one of our members.
Yes, I did.
I was advised you had some questions about your client as well as what you would be required to do. I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Oh, yes. I suppose, I guess the first question is, yeah, so they were talking about the antique roadhouse ordeal, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a name?
The specific individual you will be guarding and representing will be Obadiah Slick. It's one of our newer members.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, and what does he look like?
He's a older satyr gentleman. Very distinguished look. You'll definitely know him when you see him.
Sure thing. And question. Did we already work out like payment before this?
Yeah,
I'm
they
assuming?
they would have paid both you and Electra in advance.
Yes, cool. And that was the goal that you did. Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah.
She's yeah, and just as a quick just a reminder, where are we heading again for the whole deal?
You will be meeting them at the station over by the throat, and he just like gestures out basically at the front doors of the temple. He's like, "It's not far. You probably passed on your way over here. Here." And he reaches into his coat and pulls out like a ticket, and he's like, "You'll be needing this."
Okay, she takes the ticket. Yeah, that works. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Glad I could be of assistance.
Don't have too many questions. Of course, thank you very much.
He kind of nods and is like, "If you have any other questions or concerns for us, you can always direct them to Obadiah or any other Merchants Guild representative you happen to find in your travels."
Sure thing.
And he nods and turns and walks away.
Nice. She takes the ticket and puts it in her pocket.
Excellent. It's very shiny. Think like God, this is gonna give away the secret, the surprise. But yeah, it's
The
kind
golden ticket Polar Express, or
of yeah, kind of golden ticket like Willy Wonka Polar Express kind of deal, like very like reflective and shiny.
nice. All that glitches is not gold, so no comment.
Is there anything else Mixus would like to do before heading to the station?
What time is it currently?
It's relatively early in the like noon time. Like it's like maybe 12:30 or like 12:15.
Okay, yeah. Um, yeah, she'll just mm, as she's heading to the station, she'll probably take out her journal and just do some light writing in it. She has her bag packed pretty much. It's insanely heavy because all of her armor is in there.
Of course.
But she's fine. It's like twice her size. She's holding like a champ.
I'm just imagining a 4 foot tall person with like a literally like 3 foot tall backpack, like backpacking backpack.
She's strapped to the nines, dude. But that's pretty much it.
Just very much like the Samwise Gamgee backpack, just like the rattling of pans. Oh, we love it.
Classic Kanaba moment.
All right, and as we zoom out and away, as Mixus walks across the street heading towards their destination, Fel, are you good to go? Still need some more time?
I think I'm good. Okay. Out of character. I am having some weird glitches today, so I apologize. I don't know what's going on with my computer. I literally tried to restart, and I had to force shut down it because it was stuck on the restart screen.
Fun stuff.
But I think I'm ready this time. Otherwise,
yes. As we return, fast forwarding out of our rewind into the host tower of the arcane, we find an individual pacing back and forth. Fel, would you like to describe your character?
yes, as standing in the hallway, pacing back and forth, trying his best to not eavesdrop onto the conversation, stands a... Did I say he was 2 feet?
I think it was like 3 feet something. Like it's in your
3
roll
feet tall, with his cap giving him a little bit of extra height. His greenish robes as he's flustering his feathers as he's trying to be patient, but he is hoping for an answer soon. His glasses, you can a little wobbly because he hasn't been able to like focus as he's pacing. His claws, as he's fidgeting almost. His black beady eyes just keeps darting back to the door, hoping that they would open any second now.
As if by magic, ironically enough.
Woo!
As he hopes his hardest, the doors fly open, and a procession of very powerful casters proceed outwards, which I will go ahead and show. The first of which to proceed outwards is Kashan the Red, a powerful human wizard in bright red robes, with a long cuffed collar extending above him, holding his head almost in place as he leans on his black wrought iron staff with a ruby set in its top, arguing frustratedly with the man behind him, Gendrick the Blue, a wizard with another human wizard with long white hair and a thick full beard, blue robes with tinges of gold, giving an air of nobility to this wizard, who leans on an old wooden cane as if it were a staff, runes kind of dancing around his form as he is even now engaged in acts of long-range communication with various patrons and benefactors to the Arcane Brotherhood. The next to walk out, waddling kind of like in between and yet behind the two, almost unseen yet not unheard, is a cackling Kenkues in dark black robes tinged with gold, stars and moons spread across them, an ornate collection of small rat skulls around her waist, as she leans on a golden staff with a black obsidian mirror affixed at its top, her eyes kind of darting around as she's going. And as the two argue into a fever pitch, they are silenced as a golden dragonborn woman in purple-gray robes emerges, a iron staff with a blade on one end and a almost mace or maul-like design affixed around an opalescent focus, steps out and says, "Enough of your bickering! We have better things to attend to without the two of you arguing over political status and this incessant fixation on wealth. Now, if the two of you don't mind, some of us actually would like to teach our students. So if you will part ways and get out of my face, I look forward to convening with you never. Good day." As Tevye the Grey storms past the two of them. I didn't mention, the Kenku woman is named Druette the Raven. My apologies. And as the overwizards disperse, not without any of them kind of giving even a cursory glance to Yoham as he awaits patiently, the last to exit the chambers and stride forward to you is a beautiful elven woman with platinum blonde hair, long flowing white robes, as she wields a simple white oaken staff with a foci affixed in the middle, almost like glittering starlight. She looks at you and she goes, "Yoham, you have waited."
Indeed. Sorry for waiting out here for so long. What was the... how did it go? I can tell the usual.
She nods. She's like, "As always, a meeting of our overwizards was as productive as it was infuriating. We have come to a consensus, although the finer details of which still elude many of us." And she looks at you and she goes, "So, the official conclusion that the Arcane Brotherhood has come to is that we shall send no more detachments of wizards to seek for Nas and the others."
But... you can't be serious. There hasn't been communication with them at all. Surely there can be something we can... There's nothing we can do?
As you become flustered, she raises a hand and she goes, "The official decision of the Overwizards Council is that there shall be no intervention from our wizards. However, it is my understanding that you are still on your practical, and as such, do not count as a wizard, more an adventurer. So in order to avoid conflicts with the other overwizards, as well as to satiate the curiosity of our ever-growing council, we have decided to work with a local guild in order to send one of our young wizards as an adventurer to aid in their merchant, expanding his trade roads and building connections. And she kind of like looks off into the middle distance. She's like, if perhaps while you are there helping bodyguard this merchant, you see fit to investigate the last known whereabouts of our missing students, as well as seek out the secrets hidden behind this everlasting rhyme and the necropolis, who can say what actions you have taken are even reflective of the Arcane Brotherhood? They are merely the actions of a plucky wizard who has deemed himself an adventurer."
He will take the words and smile and nod. Thank you. Thank you so much. I won't let you down on this. Thank you.
And she nods and she goes, "Now I do believe time is short, and she opens her hand, and like in a flash of like glittering light, a golden ticket appears, and she extends it down to you. She's like, "Your journey awaits." And then with a flick of her hand, she mage hands open a window. As you can see, clear and present, like an immediate like path to the throat where a gathering crowd now begins to stir. And she smiles and gives you a little wink before proceeding down the hallway towards the stairs that lead to her chambers.
I will, with the ticket in hand, I will immediately, quickly, I would say jump out the window, but then I realized I need to go back to my room and get my stuff.
I imagine your character's like, hey, oh wait, and just immediately turns around and sprints the other way.
Basically, he's about to jump out because he can fly, and then he remembers, oh, I need to go pack quickly. And immediately runs back to his room to get his stuff.
All right, and as we zoom away from the host tower of the arcane, as a small little owlin runs and rushes to pack as quickly as they can for an expedition that they are now allowed to embark upon, we zoom out and away, arriving at the throat as a gathering of individuals begins to pool around the station. Newly built and established, the first ever of its kind, the train to Bryn Shander from Luskan. It is a round trip down and back, and has taken the better part of 2 years to establish through the icy gales and biting cold and freezing temperatures. This railway has been built through blood and sweat and bone, and now fully established and awaiting its first voyagers in its, first passengers in its maiden voyage. The train is about to leave the station. And as we zoom out from here, we shall arrive at our last and final denizen, as zooming high and above this train station, following the tracks all the way to its other end, we arrive in the midst of a blizzard surrounding Bryn Shander, as a singular figure tromps towards a train station to await potential arrivals and potentially new work. Star, would you like to describe your character?
Oh shit, I wasn't prepared. How the fuck do I even... So, messy motherfucker, right off the bat. Little fucking goblin. Oh, here comes the train! God damn it!
It's on its way!
Holy shit, it's on its way.
Life becomes art.
Oh shit. 3'6", I'm pretty sure. Yeah, standing at little 3'6". Bee little eyes peeping out of a big old fluffy hood, and their entire body is just within this fucking what do I even call it? Like this big
You can call it a coat or a cloak.
Yeah, fluffy coat. Really thick fluffy coat. There with little antlers sticking out of the top of the hood. Little dirty yellow eyes. Just the beady little eyes just peeping out the hood, just standing there. Rat. Rat. Yeah, they're just vibing there. The kind of way that you hear little in their coat, little rustling in their coat, and then a rat scurries in and out of their coat every now and then. They're actual rats. It's okay. Yeah, that's a rat.
As you tromp towards the train station, knowing that it had been getting built the last time you were here in Bryn Shander, but now seeing it fully established and lights appearing on it for the first time as it is about to embark on its voyage. You've just finished up a job out in the tundra and we're told you were going to meet your client here for payment, and you can see there an old woman sitting on a bench at the train station. just rocking back and forth, eagerly awaiting the train so she can escape this accursed place.
Okay.
As she sees you approach, she kind of waves you over.
I'm thinking, do I really want to stomp through, or do I want to hop on and just glide?
Gonna rail slide.
I'm gliding. Just like I'm hovering, but in the snow still, or whatever frick it is, and I go over.
Right, love, you find everything you were looking for.
As much as I could.
Good to hear. And you put down the bastard, did you?
Yeah.
She kind of nods and smiles. She's like, it brings fine warmth to this old woman's heart, knowing that my granddaughter can rest in peace. A shame that she had to pass from this world, but it's nice knowing that the curse afflicting her will no longer bring her great pain or suffering onto others that she sought to harm in her confusion. And she clasps your hand. She's like, you hunters do honest work, and I appreciate that. And she passes you the payment that was agreed upon, which will be counted as your starting wealth. And she smiles and she's like, well, love, I don't know if you plan on waiting here to find new work or if you plan on entering the town, but I'd say either which way, stick around for a bit. They say the trains are coming. It'll be an interesting thing to see.
Just looks at the tracks and back at the old lady. She went on, takes a seat.
All right. She just smiles and she pulls out like a bag of like cookies that she's been munching on, and she offers one to you.
That's my charisma. Damn it, it's average. Fine. Yeah, I'll take a cookie and I'll put it in the darkness of my hoodie, and the lady will hear cromchin. Hello, cromchin. And then even more cromching where it shouldn't be, like in the lower part, and a rat just runs away with the cookie.
And she just like looks at that and she's like, right, well that's damn near disgusting. She like scoots a little bit away from you, but then puts the bag of cookies between the two of you.
Oh, thank you. No,
And she just nods and she's like, well, I mean, you did a favor and a service for me, so even if you're wearing rats, it's it ain't no business of mine.
I'm not wearing them. They're just finding comfort in not a big old thing. Am I right, Jeremy? Jeremy like pokes out a random ass rat, pokes out of the hood.
She's just like, blimey, how many you got in there?
The whole entire cloak just rustles and then stops. A couple.
Right, well that ain't natural.
It's fine. It's just friendship. Can I have some more cookies?
She just passes you the bag at this point. She's just like, I think at this point she like resigns herself to like, if I put the bag between us and they reach in the bag, there's no guarantee that a bunch of rats are just not going to swarm out of their sleeve and eat my bag of cookies. I'll just offer this to this like little rat gremlin man and hopefully like just snack on something else for a while.
You're very kind. Thank you.
She just nods.
Puts the whole entire bag in my cloak. A bunch of rustling. And the rats start coming out one by one with a cookie in their mouth.
She just like, I think there is just a look of horror that washes over her face as like imagine if you were just sitting on a New York subway bench and some dude just sat down next to you with like a coat, and then suddenly a cornucopia of rats just emerged from them, taking all of your shit. Like, this is like a horrifying experience for a normal individual to have at a train station bench.
thumbs up to them, and I do a little.
She's just like mortified, but is like too afraid to move, as she is now essentially surrounded by rats, and is just like too afraid to move. So as she sits there paralyzed and feared, we zoom out again through the blizzard, returning across the way to the city of Luskan. We find the majority of our party convening at the train station. I will say that for Lark, Electra, and Mixus, it is not hard to find your benefactor, as a satyr man with, like, kind of, like, stark white fur on his head, but, like, his little furry, like, leggies are kind of, like, brown with a little bit of, like, gray and silver in them, who's wearing suspenders and a, like, green, like, tie stand out. Wait, was it just a regular tie or a bolo tie, Tyler?
Bolo tie.
Yeah, a bolo tie. Something that is not commonly seen in this area. It's not hard to find your benefactor.
I think Electra is just like, oh, fucking guy. But she'll go over to Obadiah. How tall are you again? You're like 5'11", right?
You're standing like a full 3 feet over him, or like a full 2
Yeah, I'm
feet
like,
over him.
she's like looking down. It's like, you Obadiah Slick?
Obadiah looks at you. It's like, yes, ma'am, ma'am. You one of my patriots headed to Icewind Dale with me.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be one of your bodyguards.
Obadiah politely bows. Like, I do appreciate the time and effort that you have and are going to bestow upon me. It means a lot.
Cool. Well, look at these two. Turns and looks at the others.
I think Lark was approaching and then saw this giant woman and, like, full on hesitated.
She's staring at you.
On the opposite end, my ex does not hesitate. Feels nothing. Feels exactly the same. Very jovial approaches. She goes, hello. Hello. I'm British. Hello. Obadiah? Is that you?
So that is me. That is the moniker which I was bestowed. What shall I be calling you for this journey?
My ex is fine.
It's nice to meet you, Maxis. It means a lot to me that you're here as well. She shakes your hand and you like grasp it in a very like firm but like appreciative way.
Thank you. She shakes your hand back.
And
Nice to meet all of you. It's nice to meet all of you. You can call me Lark.
nice to meet you too, Locke. I'm very grateful that you have joined us for this venture.
Honor's all mine.
Hearty laugh. You do these old bones you do these old bones with a lot of happiness saying that. Thank you. According to what the guild that instructed me, there should be others joining us, I think. Or is this everybody? Honestly, out of game, I don't know if everybody's going to be joining us or we're just meeting somewhere on the train else.
So your bodyguards were specified as Electra, Mixus, but you do have one other bodyguard that will be coming, as well as Lark is your guide.
Gotcha. Okay, so I have the guide. I have 2 of my 3 bodyguards. You said
Correct.
Okay, and that's everybody that I'm aware of being a part.
Yes. One of our players isn't here. They'll have their character introduced later. And Star's character will be joining you all when you arrive in Icewind Dale.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean a metagame. I was just curious.
No, it's not metagaming. Metagaming would be using knowledge I've given you in confidence against everyone. This is just asking questions.
Well, I do believe we shall make our way upon this here vessel to make our way to our destination. And Obadiah, like, grabs his cane and just, like, pulls himself up from the bench and is like, so let us go. And starts headed to the train.
Okay.
As you start heading that way, there is a flapping of wings, I assume, as Johan flies to the station in I assume, a rush. Oh, or Phil still. Phil, are you there? Or are you still...
Yes, I am. I'm having quite a difficult time with one of the items I'm carrying. Seems to be a cage that I have put a cloth over.
It is rattling a lot. Although that could just be the fact that you are flying through the air with it.
I am definitely not doing a bird trick at all on something. Cough, cough. Oh, dang it. Oh, thank God, I'm almost there. This is so much heavier than what I thought. Why did I just walk?
Do we see this?
I assume
bird
you just
person?
you hear and see this bird person as it is not hard to miss the sounds of, like, because even though he's like a small Alan, these are the sounds of loud flapping wings. Like, these would be the sounds of like a larger bird of prey. Well, actually, no, because you're an owlin, because you have stealthy flying. So owls, fly, like their wing flaps barely generate any sound or noise. So yeah, I think this is just like the only noise you're hearing is essentially the rustling of a pack and the rattling of a cage coming down from overhead.
Am I tall enough to like reach the cage?
I would say yes. I would not recommend trying to yank him down by the cage.
No. She just wants to be like, do you need help? Like looking up at you like.
Yes, I would like help, but I would recommend not grabbing the cage at the moment.
Okay.
I'll move over and get closer so she can just grab me, the person.
Yeah.
As Johan just like drops out of the sky, and I assume like Electra just catches him like a baby.
Yeah, I'd catch.
The 2-foot-tall baby owl person
Being held by the 8-foot-tall Goliath.
It's literally just like holding a basket full of pastries in your hand. Like, it's just like, oh, okay.
Oh, you're not lighter than I thought you were.
I didn't think I was that heavy.
I guess birds have empty bones. Here, I put you on the ground.
Thank you.
You okay? Do you need anything carried?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Johan is the name. Sorry. And your name?
You can call me Electra.
Pleasure. Thank you so much for the help. I'm here to look for, as I pull out my ticket, Mr. Johan? No, not Johan. Fuck. Sorry, I'm messing up names.
Your name is Johan. You're looking for Obadiah.
Obadiah. Sorry. One of those. I'll get used to
all
everyone's
good.
names. It's the first session. Please forgive me.
Okay. You are looking for Obadiah?
Yes, I'm here. As I adjust my little glasses.
Obadiah comes over to you and gets down on your level, not to be like demeaning of your size, but to meet you eye to eye, respectfully. Like, son, while I am very grateful that you are here on our journey, a life lesson for you. Make sure that you're not just on time, but a little bit early.
Normally I would be, just this sort of last minute.
As you say last minute, the cage just like rattles. You just hear.
No, and I had some technical difficulties.
The fuck is that?
Another discussion on that. As I quickly will take the cloth, make sure that the cloth is fastened to the cage to cover it completely.
As it's covered completely, you just hear. And as it just like knocks the fuck out, because it's like, oh, dark, nighttime.
Nighttime!
Nighttime. DJ! It just fucking goes ballistic.
Let's make sure that no one lift that cloth anytime soon, please.
That thing isn't dangerous, is it?
No, it is not. I'm working on that.
Just imagine.
You know if pets are allowed on this train?
Yeah, there's like a rich old lady that boards immediately with like a fancy Yorkie terrier like with this just illustrious fur. So like yeah, pets are allowed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Obadiah looks at you, Yoham is like, Yoham, do you have the situation under control?
Yes. As long as no one lifts this cloth off on the train, we should be good.
Hey, Obadiah, you heard the man. Nobody touches the cloth. He has it under control. I don't know about you, but I am inclined to believe it. Now, let us find our seats and head to the adventure ahead. Obadiah just walks to the train.
I assume as like Yoham hands off like his thing to like the baggage checker, like they're just holding it a full arm's length away from their body and walking with like the utmost care not to disturb this cloth.
That's funny. Alright, we'll let you get on the train.
As all your luggage is checked at the back of the train. One final detail you all do notice as you are boarding the train, which strikes you as not necessarily unusual, but kind of odd. Well, I guess it's the same thing. It's not unusual. It's not unusual to see this here, given the nature of like people's expeditions in Icewind Dale. It's just unusual to see because given that Luskan isn't technically part of the Lord's Alliance, it wouldn't fall under the jurisdiction of either of these nations. But you see two detachments of soldiers here, some bearing the uniform and crests of the city of Neverwinter, all like a dark like blue with silver inlays and lining, with white markings, as well as like a variety of weapons that they are checking with the people here. And then additionally you see a detachment from the city of Waterdeep, all wearing kind of like dark black and blue clothing with silver lining, and they're both groups are kind of like eyeing each other like suspiciously and cautiously, as anybody who has been keeping up with Faerunian politics in their time along the Sword Coast would know that these two cities have kind of been locked in more or less like a Cold War for a really long time, ever since Dagult Neverember assumed the throne of Neverwinter, and started kind of turning it into more or less like his merchant vassal state. They've kind of
have a Cold War.
Yeah, they've kind of been locked in kind of a like they've had some active conflicts, but nothing like anytime like a major like conflict comes up, like the recent crisis with the dragon cult, everyone like they will all band together to work against it, but then like after everything is resolved, like they will go right back to fighting.
Interesting. We don't think they're gonna start fighting on the train, do we?
I mean, they are checking their weapons, as the people who are running the train have made it mandatory for these two groups to check their weapons, because that is their exact fear.
Okay, cool. I just had to be sure. Just had to check.
I assume that as like the rest of y'all stride up to the train, they do ask y'all to check your weapons. So they're like, I'm sorry. I think like one of them, like the first person they approach is Electra too. They're like, I'm sorry, ma'am. We're gonna need you to check that with us.
Yeah, you want it? Takes it off of her back, gives it to them. As soon as they take it, it's gonna like whoosh, turn into dust.
I mean, well, after it's away from your like outside of 5 feet of you for like a while, like it disappears.
Oh no, I know. I wanted to do it. Oh fuck! You broke my weapon.
I think like I think the idea that like they take it like away from you and they're like walking with it and they go to check it, and Electra, knowing exactly how their weapon works, is like, this is gonna be fun when we get to the other end of where this train is supposed to go, and I ask for my weapon back and they don't have it.
Yeah, it's just like a little tag on the ground. They're like, ah!
Yeah, I think you like watch it get transported away and there's just like a little smirk on your face as you're like
Yeah. Alright, then I'll go sit down and whatnot.
Electra with the Anya face from Spy X Family.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, my exes will give them her weapon. I imagine like she holds her kanabo with like one hand really easily, but like once she passes it off, that shit is just so heavy.
The dude immediately fucking folds, and like 2 other people rush over and help him like lift it.
I can. If you show me where you guys put, I can put it there.
Nope, we've got it, ma'am. Thank you so much, though. And they like
I
all
have,
transport.
I have
it up.
other things.
I think at that they just stop and they're like, and they like push themselves like, yeah, maybe, and they just like hand the kanabo back to you. Maybe we check those and you follow us and to check
Sure,
that.
I can do that, of course.
Electra's definitely snickering behind you, like.
Yeah, and as they check the rest of your weapons, they lead you to where you're supposed to like check the weapons, and they put them carefully aside. Like each of these are compartmentalized based on your like ticket number, so that you will get everything back at the end of like the trip. They keep everything very organized on this train. And so they check all your stuff there, and like your backpack and like other belongings are like there, and they're just like, all right, this is like they direct you to where like your room's gonna be. Like you're in room. Most of your party's gonna be in the same 2 rooms. You'll be in 8A, and then the other half of your party will be in 8B.
Sounds good.
And they nod and they're like, welcome aboard the Icewind Express.
Nice.
And they I think the group remaining on the platform turns to Yoham and Obadiah and like, any weapons you'd like to check or declare?
No. I think we're good on that.
As they like look over at the weapon at your side, like, I do want to be clear, sir, there is no fighting on the train.
That's fine.
Okay.
Do they think it's a weapon? Do they?
I mean, it's clearly a rapier. Like,
yeah, I mean, I can.
I think they look at it and they're like, that seems like relatively harmless, but we are still like cautious of it, because like this is a 3 foot tall little owl. This is like a 1 foot, 1 foot long like blade of just like little thin metal.
I just love how cute I am.
He's just a little baby man, little baby.
Little baby man giving them puppy eyes. Is anything wrong, sir?
And they're just like, no, you can proceed, but just like if we catch you fighting on the train, we will throw you off it while it's moving.
That's fine.
Okay. And as they say this like very grim thing, they turn to Obadiah. Any weapons you'd like to check or declare, sir?
Let me check my sheet. Okay. Do I get to keep my weapons even if I check them, or do they keep them?
You will get them back. If you declare and check your weapons, you will get them back at the end of the train ride. If you don't declare or check your weapons, they will basically just take that as we need to keep an eye on this person. And if you start any shit on the train, like they will, as they just told Yoham, throw you off it while it's moving.
Gotcha. Well, I hand them over my dagger. Be like a small thing. I also show them my cane. Like, I have my walking stick here, but I would doubt you'd deprive an old man of his cane. But I guess I could wallop somebody with it.
And they're like, we're not gonna deprive you of your cane, sir. We just. Do you mind if we inspect it, sir?
Feel free.
They're gonna look it over. I assume that it's not a very high investigation to find out that there is a sword in this.
Probably not. I get lucky anyway, and maybe they critically fail.
I mean, that's a 2 plus their modifiers, so yeah, they look it over and, like, they can tell that, like, there's something, like, in it, but they can't get it open or figure out the mechanism you use, so they're just, like, they take a note of this, and they just hand it back to you, and they're just like, please don't do anything dangerous on the train, sir.
Fellas, I promise you won't get any strife from me. Guarantee.
No,
You boys are doing a great job. I'm very proud of you.
thank you, sir. We'll hold you to that. Otherwise, we will throw you off the train while it's moving.
But I just walk on the train. Doesn't even hear him.
They turn to Lark, the last of the people here, and they're like, do you have any weapons you'd like to declare or check?
Lark will pull out a large array of weapons, a
I imagine this is
crossbow,
just
a short sword,
this is the
and it looks like she's pulling them out of nowhere.
this is
honestly.
the scene from Lord of the Rings 2 where they're just like all unloading weapons at the front gate. Just like pulling out knives out of nowhere, crossbow, rapier, and they're just like collecting all these weapons. Like, oh my god!
She holds up the arrows in a way to ask if they want them.
And they take them cautiously. Anything else you'd like to declare, ma'am?
No.
Okay. Make a stealth check with advantage. Or sorry, a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Okay, with advantage, that's a nat 20 with a total of...
Fucking shit. Okay.
With a total of 29.
Yeah, you could honestly bring like a great sword on here and they wouldn't find it. Yeah, I assume that you've still got a couple weapons you haven't handed over.
Yeah.
And yeah, they check all your stuff. They lead you all to your rooms. So half of you are in 8A and the other half are in 8B. So I'll say Mixus, Electra, and Obadiah are in 8A. Lark and Yoham are in 8B. These rooms are big enough that you all can like leave the room and like join the others if you want to like sit and socialize. But when it comes time for like sleep, if you choose to do so, these rooms only do contain like 4 beds. And I will say this now for Electra, these are not Goliath-sized beds.
I was about to say, is this size for like regular 6-foot people? Do I have to like crouch the entire time I'm in the train?
4 regular 6-foot people. For Yoham, this is the biggest bed you've ever gotten to sleep in. You're like, oh my god, an extra 4 feet, and Electra's just like, you know, must be fucking nice.
She is. Even when she gets into the room with like my exes and Obadiah, she's like, fucking damn it. Has to like, she like throws her stuff all in a corner, but is like trying to sit in a way that's like comfortable because she's so fucking large.
If you need to, I can sort of. Are these beds like pushable or something like that?
These are like built-in bunk beds. I will say, however, like the 2 on the bottom do have like little handles on them where if you pull on them, it will basically create like a lever down type situation where as the bottom bunk is pulled out, the top bunk will move down until it becomes a large kind of like almost like king-size mattress.
Yeah, she'll sort of maneuver with it a little bit, and she's like, 1 second. Big ass strength. Put that down for you. And she's like, how does that look?
Oh, sick as no, sorry.
Sick as fuck, bro.
I was about to say that too. That looks good. Thank you. Usually, when we go on these sorts of things, I never really consider, you know, kind of make like a super tight height gesture. never consider people like me.
Yeah, it's all right. You get a lot, very similar situation. When it comes to the clothing.
Yeah.
Whenever you have spare clothes, they're always for big people.
And you have to mend it and fix it and stuff, right?
Yeah, you have to tie it
Yeah.
together.
Absolute nightmare. See, I always have to like get two, and then doesn't matter. I get you and I. She like points between two of you. You and I. I get it.
Small chuckle. So you from around here?
She's like throwing her stuff. I mean, kind of. I'm kind of from everywhere. Didn't really.
I guess we're all totally from around here.
Yeah, Where are you from? Were you like a dwarf?
Oh, I'm just from somewhere up north.
It's cool. Cold.
It's fine. It gets a little less cold once you're used to the frost.
Yeah, that's good. I never really got cold growing up, so if I don't know, I have like 5 pairs of jackets. If you want one.
Oh, I'm alright. I have appropriate clothing in my bag.
Okay. I'm gonna lie down now.
Sure thing. Get some rest. Do you need anything, or
I'm good. You're fine. You're fine, no, but
I can get
where's
you?
Obadiah? Like, look around for Obadiah.
Obadiah has made his way to the. I would like to assume there's a cafe in this.
There's a dining
train.
cart, yeah.
Obadiah will have made his way to the dining car to get a cup of tea, some small cookies, and a newspaper to read.
All right. Would you like to eat that in the dining car or bring it back to your room with you?
Enjoy the sights of the dining car.
All
Oh
right.
shit. Electra's looking at my ex. It's like, oh shit, we should probably go find him.
No, he's on the train. Should be fine. I'm gonna be heading to the dining cart to get something. So do you want anything?
Let's just come with you.
Okay.
So Yoham and Lark, you two as well have kind of settled into your room. Did y'all want to do anything while you're there, or did y'all want to head to the dining cart as well, get some food before taking a nap?
Getting some food would be good, and me getting some extra food to feed my pet.
Good idea. It's a solid idea.
I imagine Lark's just scouting out the train, seeing what there is to it.
Gotcha.
I think it's kind of hilarious how much I'm like, yeah, I need to make sure this thing doesn't
bust out of its cage and eat someone's hand.
Yeah. And everyone else in the party's like, what the fuck did you bring?
All right, then I guess we'll convene in the dining cart so that everyone gets a chance to meet up and converse if they wish. We'll just say that you all wander in. It is very nicely furnished in here. Like, by the way, like I realize I haven't described the train that much. It's like got like red like velvet carpet that leads almost everywhere. Nice mahogany furnishings with gold brass fixtures. Right, gold is super expensive, so brass would be cheaper. Here at the bar as well, they have like stools with like little leather toppers to them around a large central bar, and then there are large tables that span the kind of length of the cart. In each of the four corners, there's actually these large booths centered around round tables that you can sit at if you all are wanting to sit together, and you can additionally pull up chairs to them if there's not enough space for your individual characters to sit. So where would everybody like to lean out in the dining cart?
I would presume I would want to sit with my new companions because they are wonderful people that I am adventuring with.
I think Electra does sit with Yoham. at first, but also Johan, you see her carrying like this. Do we have to pay for the food on here, or is it complimentary?
You would have to pay for any additional food. The first meal is complimentary, yes. It's included with your ticket. It's not gonna be like a long train ride. Like it's gonna be like maybe a few hours, but there's time to like grab a quick nap if you want to. So the like one meal is complimentary. If you want to eat more, like they will charge you. There's like a menu you can order off of.
Yeah, you see, Electra has like 2 meals just stacked on top of each other fully.
It's just 2 full entrees.
Yeah, 2 full entrees. She's like, I always make this for like small people like you. Not really, Pats herself in the chest like big people. You get it. What was your name again? To Johan?
Oh, yes, my name is Johan. Sorry. Johan, I'm going to butcher my last name.
Sullen Claw.
Southern Claw. Thank you. Hang on a sec.
Sullen Claw.
Can't believe that bird died. That's so sad. Drinks her goblet.
Man, I love that Electra thinks she's at medieval times right now. She's like, Winch, fetch me another goblet of wine.
I don't know what they have here for cups.
It's just like you get like a regular cup. Like
I drink from my cup.
they have like standard glassware and other like things.
Fuck that shit. Get the gauntlet.
Yeah, I'm a Goliath. I want a gauntlet. Anyways.
You know what? Fine. We'll do it like Greenland. You have an entire boot of beer.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's just a glass boot full of beer.
Mm-hmm.
What does everybody else want to get? They have a wide array of various delicious foods and drinks you can purview. No, Obadiah said tea and cookies.
Yeah. Is that my free meal, or can I just pay for that?
You can pay for that if you want and get another free meal.
Yeah, I'd rather get my free meal for an actual meal than just a couple cookies.
Gotcha. What does Lark want to get?
Is there anything like blood sausage or blood pudding?
There is absolutely like blood pudding as a dessert.
She'll just get that.
You never had blood pudding? It's awesome. What would Mixus like to get for their meal or snack?
Mixus will, she is this kind of person. She would like to get some non-perishable food that she can store for later.
Yeah,
She's not hungry right now.
they bring you like a set of like cheeses like in wax and like some. It's not like necessarily hardtack, but it's like like crackers that aren't gonna like expire or grow moldy.
Sure. Yeah, she takes some. She's like
Some like dried and cured meats. They basically just bring you like a charcuterie board of like nice stuff, but like the cheeses are sealed in wax, so that way like you can crack them open at your own convenience.
Perfect. She goes, nice. Something to spice up the rations.
So what would Obadiah like his actual meal to be?
What's my options?
What do you want?
Oh, okay.
You tell me what you want, I'll tell you if they have it or not.
Right. Guess Obadiah would take some. Well, he'll spoil himself. He'll take some fried chicken with some mashed potatoes, gravy, and some green beans, and a biscuit, and a cool glass of lemon iced tea.
100% they have all that.
Hell yeah!
Now it ain't no grandmama's fried chicken, but it'll get the job done.
No. I know. I don't expect it to be that.
So yeah, as you all sit around this table, consuming your food and enjoying the atmosphere as a thick blanket of snow whistles outside the windows of the train with the steady clunk, 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 clunk of the train going across the tracks. You all are free to converse if you wish. If there's nothing that you all want to do right now or like talk about, we can skip ahead to arrival, and Rat will be joining our group.
Just real quick, Lark, what is your what are you eating?
Blood pudding?
Okay, Electra's looking at you like, what the fuck is that?
I offer a slice.
Fuck it, I'll take some. What's it taste like?
If I remember correctly, blood pudding's kind of like a savory dessert. Let me look this up real quick. It's been a minute since I've actually had some.
It is. It has a pretty strong taste.
Here we go. Yeah. So it's like just made of like pork blood, fat, oats, or barley with additional like spices. So it's kind of like it's almost like a very nice like kind of like sweet spiced sausage.
Okay. In that case, when she takes Lark's fork and like eats some, she's like, "This tastes fucking weird. Can I have another? Let me get one more piece. Let me get one more piece."
It steals
I
another
could give
piece.
her another piece.
Gets another piece, and then she'll give you back your fork. But she'll give you like, she probably has like sliced ham. She'll give you like 2 pieces of ham in exchange.
Was that an exchange?
Hmm?
Just didn't make a joke.
I assume that Electra's just got like sliced ham with like vegetables and like a full ass steak. Just imagine like you just cut the steak down the middle and you just like put some slices of ham on top of one half of the steak, and then you take the other piece of steak and like wedge it like a meat sandwich.
She probably ate like 2 hours ago, but she's just like, you know what?
Just like fucking.
I'm on a
in Rome.
fucking train, so she's having a great time
Just bulking up on that protein.
for sure. But that's all.
Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
Mark will offer anyone else in the party a slice of blood pudding if they're interested.
I will pay for the extra meal, even though I'm pretty sure the meals are bigger than what I need to eat.
Sure thing. For those of you that are paying for an extra meal, it is only a single gold piece.
Hey, I am paying for an extra meal. Not for myself, though.
For you, Obadiah, since a gold piece is kind of a lot for like cookies and tea, they just bring you like a full ass like teapot full of tea and a like little basket of like cookies for like a after like just because you're sitting with your table, like they basically give you like what is essentially like an after dinner like dessert for like small conversation.
Okay. I'd say that's worth its weight in gold.
What can I get for a silver piece?
For a silver piece, you could get a appetizer, an alcoholic beverage, or even a dessert.
I think she'll treat herself a little bit. She'll get herself a tiramisu.
Hell yeah. It's very spongy, like not like spongy like in a bad way, but like it when you press down on it with your fork, it has some like push back to it. It's nice and rich.
She hasn't had dessert in a while, so brings back happy memories.
Gotta treat yourself.
That's all.
All right. I'll say as our party enjoys their dining car experience and attends to any matters they need to while getting a little bit of shut-eye if they so desire, we shall skip perspective once again over to Rat. Rat, as you are waiting for the train to come, you see off in the distance through the blizzard and hailstorm, 2 brilliant golden lights like eyes of a mighty dragon roaring across the countryside, barreling towards you, the tracks next to you shaking and vibrating with the weight of the oncoming train. I assume that this is like Rat was just told about this train, and I'm like, I assume he's like, I have no idea what the fuck this is. So this is just the essential equivalent of like watching what would be a stampeding monster coming towards you.
Fight or flight. We're flying. They definitely fucking hop up like, holy shit.
I think as they like hop up as well, like the train whistle goes off, and it's like woo woo.
It's battle cry.
And the lady's just like, the old lady's just like, oh, good, the train's here.
Huh?
Oh, sit down, love.
All my rats scurried away.
The rat's literally just like, just
No,
all off,
Jeremy.
off into the snow.
There they go.
Rat, my children.
Stay safe in the winter, Jeremy.
And as it pulls into the station, it's like, you just hear the sound of brakes squealing as it slows down to a crawl, before pulling gently into the station as the doors open and the conductor yells, "All aboard!" And the old lady stands up and she goes, "Well, once they got everyone unloaded, love, I'll be off on my way. It was nice seeing you before I left."
Nice seeing you too. That's a big...
And as she goes towards the train, as people begin to pour off of it, more people begin to kind of like pool forward from the city of Bryn Shander towards the train. A lot of which also with bags and various like cases to kind of flee the eternal rime of the Frost Maiden. And as they are doing so, Johan will say that you've like safely fed your creature.
Yes.
While you were moving. And then Electra, I think as like you're stepping off, like the attendant runs back up to you and he goes,
Yes?
and he's like, I am so sorry. We went to find the weapon you checked with us, and we can't find it anywhere. And we're checking down like with all the passengers right now, just like trying to see if like anyone has stolen it or taken it. And we're so sorry, ma'am. We're so sorry.
That's fucking crazy. You know what? Hey, you are so fucking stressed out. You're sweating all over the place. If you just give me like, I don't know, a gold piece, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
He's just like,
Yeah?
Let me check with my manager.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Hey, you know what? I'm just waiting here. I don't have anywhere to be, right?
He just gets so flustered. As he's like, they are legitimately hunting down every avenue they can to return your weapon to you, and to be like, hey, I mean, like, if you lost it, compensate me now. He's just kind of like, let me try and find it first before this happens.
Yeah. Take your time. It's not like I need it for any monsters that might show up.
It's just like, he runs off in like a full panic.
Okay, yeah, I'll let him go.
And he flags down the conductor, and like they're all like a bunch of staff immediately like scurry out, and they're like all like flagging people down and like more or less like interrogating them to try and find this missing weapon.
Poor people. Suck though.
Oh god.
I think because again it has been shunted into its pocket plane. I think inevitably when they realize they can't find it and no one has it, or at least they can't like force anyone to confess they've got it, the conductor like slinks up to you and is like, I understand that we have lost your weapon, and I am terribly sorry.
Can I try and look down at him like, you son of a bitch, without saying anything? Just with my
Roll me
pure
an
expression?
intimidation.
Yeah, of course. With my +7, for sure.
Nice.
That's so funny.
Are you okay?
27?
What's wrong?
Sorry, I was responding to Mike's about.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think with a 27, he just like looks at you. He's like, I understand that you require monetary compensation for your missing weapon. And he just produces a gold piece from like a pouch on his waist, and he just hands it out to you, like so crestfallen.
Don't worry about it. It happens. Hey, take the gold piece. Put it in my pocket. I go, hey, you know what? Be careful next time. I wouldn't want this to happen again.
He just nods solemnly and
Other people, other mercenaries. Even though the Goliaths like me, they're not as forgiving as me,
he nods even worse.
Cool. I clap him on the back of them. Be like, all right, go.
He returns to his business, and as you all are, you all have just arrived in Icewind Dale, and you're stepping off the train station platform. And you're all getting your stuff back.
Yeah, Max will get her stuff back, and just because they're entering the town for the first time, I think she's gonna don some of her armor.
Gotcha. I will say this: as you all step off the train, it is like in the negatives. Like it is cold. So I will say that like I'm not gonna be like that guy who's just like, you should have bought warm weather clothing before you. No, you all have like warm weather clothes because like you knew you were going to Icewind Dale. So as you all don your variety of warm weather clothing, and you can dictate or narrate how you wish that to look. You all step off the platform, and I will say that Rat, you see a wide variety of adventuring parties arriving for their first time in Icewind Dale, who might be in need of the services of a skilled mercenary and hunter like yourself.
Shit. Rat's still just a little bit boggled by the fucking dragon train. Goes up and taps it and shit.
I imagine that anyone who wants to as well can make like a perception check to see this like little fucking gremlin man just like poking the train to see, with a sword or something to see if it'll attack.
I'll always.
Hang on. There is one thing I want to describe. I'm gonna ask my companions since. Oh, do you mind taking my stuff for a second as I hand them my pack, and I'll hand Electra the cage now that is obviously fastened as I jump off to find that the snow is still deeper than me.
Yeah, you just watch as like I mean, luckily there's the platform there, but you watch as like this owlin like fully sinks into a foot of snow, like he is waist deep in snow, just like.
I like to shake so hard not to laugh.
Yeah,
no,
it's
that's the point. Laugh.
I think it would be for your benefit if you were to hop upon the shoulder of one of our compatriots.
Hang on a sec. Let me check if I actually have one of my spells that I took just in case for this.
Walking on snow.
In the meantime, I imagine Max kind of like puts her stuff on the platform before they gets into the snow.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of layers of clothing. It's like first layer, then it's like second layer, then it's like armor pads, shoulder pads, and it's all the thing, front armor, blah blah blah, tying it up, blah 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 blah. So by the time she gets to the actual snow, she's so heavy that like the snow just.
Just like same deal as Yoham, just immediate, just thump. Like
oh, I forgot my snowshoes. Hold on, and she puts on.
Yeah, with newly equipped snowshoes, Mixus now is able to move across the surface of the snow, still sinking a little bit as with each step.
I'm laughing because I'm actually gonna waste a spell slot because it makes perfect sense. I'm gonna cash the floating disc.
No.
Okay, I will say this. I do believe with the spell wording of Tensor's floating disc, it floats a distance away from you. I don't think it floats beneath you.
Let me read.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's by the way, that's a 24 per perception from earlier.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Sorry,
yeah,
guys.
it says it's immobile while you are within 20 feet of it. So it basically trails 20 feet behind you.
Oh, of course it does.
It's so big.
I mean, but well, technically it can move in a 20-foot radius around you, so you could technically like move it around.
Yeah, I'll ask them to put the cage on it as I flap out of the snow.
just all of Yoham's stuff is just floating on this like invisible floating disc that's accumulating snow on the edges and around it. As they themselves like flap and fly above the banks of snow. And what'd you say your perception was?
24. I rolled a 19 plus 5.
Yeah, 100%. You see this like little. Actually, Rat, do you want to roll stealth or do you just want to be like, I am seen?
I forgot a detail when I described them earlier, that they have this big old fucking pirate hat. I think it's what color was it? It was like a dark gray or however the hat would be, with a huge fucking feather, blatantly like got some bloodstains on it, and that's just like tied to their back, and then yeah, you just probably blatantly see this little.
Okay, so kind of like it's on like a drawstring, kind of like Luffy's hat in One Piece.
Oh God. Yes. Yeah,
She nods, and she sort of motions to Electra to kind of like get like in front of Obadiah a little bit.
Oh yeah. If she trusts you, so she just like gets between Obadiah and this new person.
What is I not to assume, but like is Rat just like probing the train and to see like what its intentions are?
Like the image that I had for what they have, you like see them like deep in the snow, and then they start levitating up a bit. Like I'm able to go like a number of feet in the air with my thing, right, Walker?
What do you mean your thing?
My thing. Fuck.
You're a swarmkeeper?
Oh what? No.
Okay. Your magic item. Yes, you are able to like. If it is currently active, yes, you are able to float a degree of space upward.
Yeah, y'all just I'll see them poking at it, and they're like in the snow, and then you start seeing them slowly levitating up and up as they poke at it.
Which reminds me, I do have a map for this, as I will pull us to our first official map of the game.
Woo! I imagine Lark comes out holding the map. She doesn't look any different from when she boarded, but also doesn't seem bothered by the cold.
The big circle.
I will say this. Oh wait, what is the temperature range for your boots? Because you actually might not be affected by the temperature.
-50?
Yeah, it's cold.
Oh, it's cold? Still?
Yeah.
Wow.
With Icewind, it can get down to like negative.
2 million.
Like it's cold. Like it's not bad. But it's like you will still be affected by certain temperatures. Normally, like I think it stands between like negative 50 to negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and then like during a blizzard, it can get down to like a negative 120.
I think she pauses once she realizes how cold it is, and she goes, "Oh shit!" Pulls out a coat.
Just throws on a singular coat and is like, better.
Oh, you need a sweater, dear?
Oh, good. Got it now.
Sure. I'm not alone or anybody, but we do have a strange man looking at us.
Well, listen, my Mima always said, sometimes a stranger's just a friend you haven't made yet.
Who the fuck are you?
Jesus.
I don't.
The contrast, just the immediate contrast.
Electra's like immediately like ready to kill you. She like doesn't trust you at all.
Right, guys, there's someone looking at us. Oh, it's a friend. Who the fuck are you, you little
Cuts them into the sky.
Now, I did say sometimes. I didn't say every time a stranger will be your friend. I said sometimes.
Alright, well...
Okay, quick thing, out of character. Is he based on the Wanderer?
Who? Me?
Obadiah.
No, but I just, I'm a very friendly guy, and...
Okay, that made me think of Wander Over Yonder.
God damn it.
Wander over yonder, wander over yonder.
It was a good show, dang it.
It is.
Obadiah's not based upon that. He's more based upon Foghorn Leghorn and Colonel Sanders, but I just know he's a really nice guy, so he would say something like that.
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
All good. Shit, what just happened?
I
You saw
introduced
a big.
myself to Rat.
Oh,
You and the party have made eye contact.
Oh,
For sure
God.
at this point.
Yeah, you all have locked eye. It is a healthy dose of prolonged eye contact.
As soon as we locked eyes, you just see me plop back into the snow like I wasn't floating in the first place. Like, shit. Hi. waddles up to y'all through the snow.
I look at Obadiah. Do you want me to take this, or do you want to?
Now, I believe we will be fine. Hello, my name is Obadiah Slick, and these here are my compatriot. What is your motto?
I'm Rat.
Is Rat short for something, or are you just calling yourself Rat?
No, just Rat.
Understood. We noticed that you were eyeing us in the train. We were curious as to what your interest was.
Right. Yeah, I never seen gesture to the train, like with a see a little hand peep out and just go whoosh. Never seen that. And y'all look like a fascinating bunch. I don't know, y'all want any mercenary to help you out with whatever you got going on here? You look like a nice group. Probably.
Well, that depends. What are your qualifications?
Qualifications. Hunt things. Well, monsters. Pulls out one of their fucking swords. Is this like a tiny version of the sword, or like a me size? Fuck, I forgot what it's called.
A U-sized version of a cutlass? Yes, it is a U-sized version of a cutlass.
Crying. Take out 2 of my U-sized version of the cutlass. Like, I killed things. Just got off a job actually. A little lady, old lady hired me. It was pretty nice. And they fed Jeremy, so that was pretty nice of them. Yeah, I can.
So you are quite familiar with the surrounding territory.
Oh yeah, I've been here a good bit.
Can I insight that? Do not like see if they're lying, but just like get a general sense of what kind of person they are.
Yeah.
Are they just gonna snort a bunch? Is that their character trait?
Yes. Thank you for noticing.
It's just Boomy from fucking Avatar. Last
Damn it.
Airbender.
I've been found out. All right, kill him.
I got a 14.
They just fucking giggle and laugh to themselves sometimes. I'll just canon it now. Yeah, they're like a fucking little gremlin energy, but low key. Like I don't even know what to roll. Probably nothing. They're just there. All you see is their beady eyes shadowed in their hood, but yeah, they're vibing. Their little horns and shit. I'm trying to think. How tall are you again?
5'11".
Shit, they gotta fucking. Oh yeah, they're fucking looking up at you with their beady eyes. Yeah, they seem like they want a job / to help. Yep.
Obadiah, seeing this in you, just shakes his head. Is like, well, I would be more than happy to induct you into our group here on a trial basis and seeing what you got. Turns around to the other party. Is this an okay thing with everybody?
I mean, you're the one who's in charge, so.
More the merrier.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Turns around like, you are most welcome to join us.
Wait, pardon?
You said you were looking for a job, right?
There we go. Oh yeah.
Well, then I will officially hire you to be for your services in us navigating this area and handling our business here. Or at least helping. I'll handle most of the business, but it's nice to have another set of hands.
Yeah. Pog, they like raise themselves up in the air to like meet you kind of face to face and to hold out the hand for you to shake.
Obadiah shakes your hand, and then he reaches and he gives you 5 gold.
Auspicious.
That's a start for your payment. There'll be plenty more once we handle our situation here and we get a better to the land. And if everything works out and you do a good job, I can guarantee that we'll offer you a more permanent position.
Oh, it's pretty nice. I already said my name is Rat, right? Yeah. Thanks, man. Who are you again?
Well, with that situation, I guess we'll head to the designated area, wherever that was. That's out of character because I don't remember where the heck we needed to head exactly.
Nowhere technically. Once you're here, you kind of are turned loose.
Oh, okay.
Where you going?
Because I don't worry, I got plenty of plot hooks. I think as you were like, all right, yeah, let's let our adventure begin. A woman approaches you all and is like, I'm so sorry. Did I hear that you all were adventurers? And let me go ahead and make her token visible, and then go ahead and put her up on the thing. As a woman in a blue coat and kind of like a white sweater, or sorry, white kind of like scarf approaches you all, and she's like, she has long black hair tied back in a ponytail with like a blue streak running through it. I'll go ahead and show to everyone.
There we go.
As she kind of like wanders up to your group and she's like, yes, I'm understanding that you all are adventurers?
Meh.
More like mercenaries.
Indeed, we are. I would presume we're adventurers in this case.
We are a group of individuals who have come here seeking our fortunes. So, given the interpretation, yes, we are.
Excellent. I am, so sorry, I am Denica Greysteel. I am a scholar, seeking an end to Auril's eternal rhyme. I was hoping to contract some adventurers who stepped off the train for a job. However, the past few groups I've petitioned don't seem to take me seriously, so I am hoping that I could be met with a little, a little more consideration, assuming you all are fellow adventurers and intellectuals.
Yeah. What's up?
Indeed. May I ask what you have been studying then? My character will pique interest.
Yes, I am looking into a form of snow and ice elemental known as a Chewinga. They are small wee folk who, like many sprites and fairies or fae, like to keep out of most people's perceptions or purview. However, they have a deep tie with the snow and cold and this current time and season. So there have been many a sighting and surplus of them spotted throughout the Dale, and I hope that through their very nature as elementals, they might hold some key into discovering what the rhyme is comprised of magically, and maybe potentially a way to reverse its effects or even break it.
An interesting idea. But you believe they're tied to... my character's obviously going to be invested in this because...
Nerd.
Nerd.
Okay. The snorting is gonna throw me every single time.
Fuck.
Now you're gonna do it tomorrow, like all day at work.
That is so rude to say to me.
Is it true though? Anyway, she was like, yes, they are They have some ability to control and alter their natural surrounding, so I hope that by studying them and understanding how they shape and bend the snow and environment to their will, I might be able to replicate their natural innate abilities on a broader scale. If not ending the Rime over Icewind Dale, at least making cities a little safer and more navigable to those who venture within their walls.
So what was the job you wanted?
Oh, yes, of course. I'm so sorry. I wish for you to track down and bring me one of these chewingas so I may study it up close.
Chewinga.
Have I ever seen one of these?
Rat, I'd say you've probably come across them in your travels. Definitely have spotted a few before. I don't know if you've interacted with them, because chewinga are very, like, secretive, like, creatures. They don't, like, if spotted, like, and with no feasible means to escape, they will interact and, like, converse in their own way with those that spot them. However, they are very, like I said, secretive people. They don't like to be actively, like, sought after or, like, hunted, so they typically keep to themselves.
Damn.
So if you've spotted any, they've probably just, like, waved at you from behind, like, a tree or, like, a little sprout, and then just vanished. 'Cause these guys are tiny. Like, they're, like, maybe, like, 2-3 inches tall.
And I thought I was small.
Yeah, and I think, like, she gives you, like, a book with a description of them in it, and it's like, yes, this is the creature that I'm looking for, and if you all can find one and bring it to me safely, I would be willing to reward you with 25 gold pieces each, as well as, and she pulls out a lantern that you notice has, like, a strange kind of, like, pale red flame in it, and she says, when this lantern is activated, it should glow green in the presence of elementals. So if you are able to track down, if you just use it on your travels, you would be able to track down a chewinga and find it and bring it to me. If you bring it to me, I will offer 25 gold pieces per person, and you can even keep the lantern.
Oh, I don't
Now,
like
does this lantern only seek those particular creatures, or
It seeks any elemental.
That does sound like a very useful invention for us.
That sounds
Then
like
to Obadiah, she'll be like, "Don't you have to, like, do something here?"
I do, but that does not mean that I cannot take on requests from this person. I currently have business that I need to attend to, but if you would entrust us with this device and your location, we promise that we will tackle this post-haste.
Oh, certainly. I can go ahead and entrust this to you, and you all can meet me in the North Look whenever you are available, or if you have more questions, I can be found there. It's the tavern at the northern end of the city. It also doubles as an inn. And there were actually a couple of other things I was going to kind of mention as well. The first, of course, being is that if you have any questions about the surrounding area for your business, I can more than provide information on the layout of Bryn Shanter, specifically. And additionally, one thing I was going to mention is I wouldn't necessarily call them an associate, but there are many individuals at the North Look who are also looking for capable adventurers for work, so if my job maybe seems of interest, but there are more things you wish to do or more money you wish to earn, as some of you have stated you are mercenaries, there are plenty of people who are looking for those who are capable and able-bodied to aid them. All you have to do is head to the North Look.
What are these called again? Chandeliers?
Hmm?
What were they called again?
The person?
Actually the person too, but also what we were looking for.
Okay, so the thing you're looking for is called a chewinga, spelled Chwingas.
Oh,
Oh, I did not spell that correctly.
Yeah,
So spelled that
Chwinga.
wrong.
Sorry, Chewinga. Chewingas is plural, so it's Chwinga is Chewinga.
It sounds like you're saying chewing gum.
Chewing gum.
I mean, if that helps you.
Yeah, those chewing gums don't like being like seen. God damn it, I hate rat.
The rat just hits the dab as they say that.
Man.
Yeah, they literally hit the dab. They don't like being seen, and then they die. Yeah, I've seen them before. They seem friendly, but also sentient.
Um,
Are they easy to catch?
No, they're like takes out hand and like does little like measures with fingers, tiny. And crafty, I think, or they move.
Okay.
She's like, you're also welcome to keep the book on the Chewingas if you wish to study the book and find out more about them.
Shit, I'll take that.
Again, the book and the lantern are part of the deal, and then once you return with the Chewinga, I will pay you 25 gold pieces each, and you all will be able to keep the lantern. I will want the book back.
That's
Okay, sure.
understandable.
Danica Graystone. Gosh, she's so pretty. Oh my god.
Who's pretty? What?
The Danica Graystone, I just looked at her token.
God, Kaito, stop staring. Put your jaw up.
I'm sorry. Pick it up.
At least
Getting
my
drool all
character
over the floor.
is respectful.
Yeah. Anyways, Danica, right?
Yes, Danica Greysteel.
Danica. What's the fuck's in this town? What's in this town?
Oh, well, there are a variety of merchant stalls in and around the town square. Let's see here. Let me actually bust open my notes and put the book away, because boy, did I type up a lot.
Oh, shit.
Here we go. Here we go. She's like, yes, within Bryn Shander, there are, and again, there are merchant stalls in the center of town, but there are the Black Iron Blades is one, as well as the Luskan Luxuries and Alchemist's Friend, all of which are centered around the town square. There is the Town Hall, where you can find Speaker Devessa Shane and the Sheriff Marcus Southwell. Markham Southwell. There is the House of the Morning Lord, as well as the various other temples and priesthoods at the northeastern corner of the city. It's in a small parish along the edge of the wall. Then there is, of course, the North Look, as I described. It is at the northern gate of the city. It's a little inn where you can find many a colorful individual. And then just past this gate here, and she points to the gate that's like close to the area y'all are at. She's like, there are stables where you can find dogs and dog sleds for your journey. And there's also the council hall where local meetings are held and things like that. The only other thing I can think of is there is the Monastery of the Esoteric Arts, which is on the southeastern corner of the city in a large area. I'll go ahead and like ping it right over here, but it's like right over in here.
Fuck.
Yep. So it's like right over here. And she's like, and that is it's a monastery. It's devoted to the training of the physical body as one of the monastic tradition.
Alright, cool. Nope. Okay, cool.
By the way, Lark, I will say, like, all of these locations that she just mentioned are all marked on your map.
Okay, thank you.
Any of you monks?
No.
I didn't think so. I kind of looked at all of this. I was like, okay, no. Okay. Do we all want to just go to the North Look now? And then settle in and then tomorrow go get what are they called? Fucking called Chunga?
The
Chewinga.
chewing.
Chunga.
Chewinga.
I think as you say Chunga, like Danica's like it's Chewinga.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, the chewing, the chewings. Chewings?
What was that, Rat? What was that?
The chewing gums.
Danica just like looks at both Rat and Electra, just like, never mind.
I've seen them. I get to name them.
You get to no,
They
did
have,
you invent them?
They have a name. They've been
Yeah.
scientifically categorized.
Stuff fucking chewing gums.
Yeah, we'll get the Chewinga. Do you just want one or do you want like multiple?
Just one will suffice. If you can bring me multiple, I won't say no to that. I would just one is preferred.
Willing or kidnapped?
I don't think any of them are going to be willing.
If you can make it willing, that would be phenomenal. If you have to bring it against its will, I'm not opposed to that.
Whoa, we are not slavers. We're not going to take something against its will, gang.
Okay. What's with the Brooklyn accent all of a sudden?
Because it's
Whoa, wait.
I'm fucking tired, and I'm getting my Tony mixed up with my Obadiah. I've been practicing for the hour and a half before I joined the session. God damn, get Tony out of my fucking head. Gotta get out of my fucking head.
Okay, well that's
What,
nice.
what happened?
Never mind. Anyway.
Nothing, we're good.
You're fine.
Danica's like, well, I'm not saying like enslave it. I'm just saying, listen, you don't have to even do this. I am just asking you all to do this. If you decide to run off with my lantern, you can do that. I will warn you, I do know locate object, and I will find it and get it back. However, if you choose not to do my job, I am not going to have my feelings hurt. I would just ask that you return the book and the lantern now.
Yeah. Hey, Danica, don't worry about it. We'll get the Chewinga and we'll bring back your book and it'll be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. 25 gold, you said? Each?
25 gold each, yes.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll do it.
If it like ambushes us with the entire tribe, do we get extra? I don't know how many there are out there. I've always just seen.
Did you say if we
Again,
took all of them?
just one is all I need. If you bring me multiple, I'm not going to be object to that. Do not bring me the entire population of Chewingas in Icewind Dale. Many of them should be allowed to run free and frolic. I just need a few for study.
Not like ambushes. Do we get extra for like effort if they there was a shit ton of them and then they start eating?
You're the weirdest mercenary I've ever met.
Don't kill the Chewingas.
What did they try to kill us first?
Don't kill the Chewingas.
We're not
I
going
don't know what
to
they
kill
are.
them. Why would you think that
They
she's
could ambush us. Listen,
them, not kill them?
look how tiny I
Make
am.
sure that
Look how
one
tiny
doesn't
I could be.
kill the Chewingas.
Can I try and pick up Rat by the back of their hood and just hold them up and away from Danica?
Look how tiny I am. I'm very threatening.
I think you're taller than me, so I am still baby.
Yes.
Oh no! No!
But when the tiny owl is telling the next tallest person that they're crazy, that's a problem.
I'm just saying, if they attack us, okay, just in case. It's like, okay.
Hey, you know what? How about you read that fucking book and then we'll see how if they want to attack us, okay?
Yeah.
Let's do our research, and then we will come back.
That sounds amicable to me.
All right.
And
Thank you for your time, ma'am.
Danica is just gonna hand you the lantern, and they're just gonna leave.
All right.
Walker, I wanted to ask, have I
Oh,
ever
yeah.
encountered one of these little beasties before?
100% you've encountered Chewingas before. Actually, roll me a history.
I will! I'm good at those.
Let's go.
Rat
think
knows
I
how to
am.
rat sitting up election.
I am neutral at those, it's fine.
Let's fucking go.
Oh. Okay, that's fine. I got a 16 flat.
Yeah, that's not a high DC. Chewingas are like the most, like, in your village you encounter them a lot, and they actually, like, traded with your village for a time. Sorry, traded is a strong word. They basically just, like, gave y'all, like, little pine cones and, like, trinkets and shit they just find, and you all just gave them food. They are, like, the most non-threatening thing to ever exist.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like you
think
would
my
just leave out
excuse-
food for them, and they would just, and you would come back the next day, and the food would be gone, and there'd be pine cones or like little silver coins and shit in their place.
Yeah, sure, yeah. After she's gone, I look towards the party and I go, this shouldn't be difficult. They're pretty small, and they, they give pine cones to people for food. So, I don't think this is going to be a particularly hard time.
Okay.
If
Sure.
she says that they're hard to, she says that they are hard to find,
They're not.
then that may mean that something is wrong with the Chewingas. We may want to look into this to see if there's something wrong happening.
It's also possible she's looking in the wrong spot.
Maxis, do you know where they tend to like to go?
Do I know where they tend to go?
Chewingas enjoy forests and like little cold like caves. They don't like a cold, dark like dank cave. They like a they like the entrance to a cave where they can hang out in small little nooks and crannies where it's cold and like icicles congregate. If they're going to hang out in and around forests and trees, sometimes they'll even like chill with like rabbits like in their little burrows. Just like they like small like places where they can hide. And if they do decide to like when they come out like and like if they build a connection with a settlement, they will be like kind and beneficial and like not hard to find. If things are going wrong in their environment, they will retreat to like their woodlands and like their burrows and their caves, and they will hide. Because like they are essentially, as far as like the pecking order goes, they are at the bottom of the like totem pole, and they can get killed pretty easily.
Yeah.
Listen,
But
I
it's-
suggest that we take some time later today. We compare your notes to the book's notes and see what the difference is in these whole Chewinga thing. That way we can see what's happening. Maybe we get some kind of feel for what's happening.
Okay, sure. Yeah. We could also just find a rabbit burrow, but I'm okay with note exchanges. That works great.
The train's back.
The train's leaving.
Yeah, as the train pulls out of the station, and you all are left outside the gates of Bryn Shander in Icewind Dale, I'm going to go ahead and move Elizabeth onto the GM layer just to get them off the map so I don't accidentally click on them. Yeah, y'all are essentially turned loose in the big city. You have a couple areas you know you can go to. Where would anyone like to go first?
Do I have a meeting to go to?
You technically don't have a meeting. So the Merchants Guild basically, like, you said you wanted to establish inroads with the traders in Icewind Dale. They basically said, all right, you can do that, and we will help fund your expedition, but, like, in order for the expedition to be counted as successful, you have to make these inroads yourself. Like, they don't have any connections here, so you don't have, like, scheduled meetings. You will have to make meetings and, like, build relations with traders.
Oolio. Alright, do I have any insight on what one of the most popular traders here is?
She just told you where 3 of the most popular traders are.
Okay, sorry, everybody was talking about chewing gum. Again, can I get those again, please?
They are in the center of town. That's where the 3 biggest shops are. There are the Luskan Luxuries, Alchemist's Friend, and Black Iron Blades.
Okay, I shall go to the first one.
Luskan Luxuries?
Yes.
Are you taking anyone with you? Or rather, would anyone like to go with Obadiah?
I can go.
I'm his bodyguard, so I'll go with him.
Yeah, I gotta go too.
So,
Yeah.
Lark
We
is
just see Obadiah start walking off, and we're like, okay,
So Lark is going, Mike's is going, and Electra's going.
correct.
What would Rat and Yoham like to do? You can go with the party, or you can, if you would like, you can head to the Northlook to try and get rooms. You can go to the House of the Morning Lord, the Monastery of Esoteric Arts, check out the stables. The world is your oyster.
Looks that tiny bird.
As all the big people start to walk away.
I can't function. Is Fel alive? Just making sure.
Phil, you alive? You dead? He's dead.
Alright, so changing the food chain, I eat the owl.
Okay.
Okay, so where would you actually like to go?
Probably just follow the group, but just to make sure. Wanted to see what little Birdman was doing. I don't know where they're going, and I am very tempted to trip them.
Well, seeing as Fel is not here, we'll just have them accompany the rest of the group. I assume that either Fel is having technical issues, or their background is loud again and they can't respond. Or they might have stepped away to get food. I don't know.
Do they know they're muted?
I don't know if they know they're muted.
Alright, I had to try that one of these ones. Oh, I can't trip anyone else. I'm so sad.
So yeah, we're heading to Luskan Luxuries. Is that the vibe, the steez?
Yep.
Yeah, boy.
Seems like the plan.
All right, let me scroll down my list of NPCs and get this motherfucker ready. Okay. You all arrive in the Luskan Luxuries. The outside of the building is relatively simple. The only thing that stands out to you is that the windows are paned. Specifically, they are paned gold. Additionally, one thing I want to point out to you as you wander through Bryn Shander, the entire city isn't necessarily unmodern. Luskan and a few other cities along the Sword Coast have recently been getting new scientific achievements and advancements via many researchers and scholars along the coast. One of which is electrical lighting, which has recently been invented. So you all notice there are strings of electric lights mixed in with torches and lanterns. Along the path, there are small bonfires in the street as people kind of make merry and eat and drink in the town. Yep, I gotcha. I'll keep that in mind. And yeah, as you all proceed to the streets, this is, despite all the terrible things you all have heard about Icewind Dale, Bryn Shander seems to be in relatively good spirits, all things considered. But that is to be expected of the largest trade city in the 10 towns. And yeah, you all arrive at the Luskan Luxuries. It is standard wood building and frame, thatched roof, gold stained windows. The one thing that hangs out front is a image of a ship piled high with gold sailing across an ocean that just says the Luskan Luxuries. And as you proceed inside, this place is stocked to the nines with a lot of adventuring gear, exotic imports, and various other riches or things you wouldn't normally expect to find here, such as even in this like cold and temperate environment, there are like fine silks, coffee beans, fancy like bricks of tea, exotic spices, as well as various other like items and strange things that stock the shelves in no particular organized order. And behind the counter, you all see a stout kind of dwarven man. He is about 4'3". He's got a kind of like sailor's garb and attire, a long captain's coat with a fine like fur lining. He has various like medals and regalia pinned onto his jacket, as well as a fine braided beard with golden ornaments. His eyes are weathered but brilliant green, almost like emeralds. And as he sees you all approach, he smiles wide, revealing a mouth full of gold teeth.
Nice.
And I'll go ahead and share this gentleman with you all. And put his token on the map.
Such a pretty man.
Oh, we thought you were dead.
I'm not dead. Sorry, I've been just been.
Sorry,
Today's been a
fuckers, he's not
day.
dead.
We're just glad you're not dead. The party decided to go to the Luskan Luxuries, a shop not too far outside, or like in the center of town.
So glad she's not dead.
And yeah, as he sees you all striding, he goes, "Welcome, welcome, lads and lasses. Make yourselves at home. I am, of course, the mighty Captain Pondrick Goldmaw, your purveyor of fine and exotic goods. How may I be of assistance to you all today, ye lads and lasses?"
Hey,
Hello there, Goldmaw. My name is Obadiah Slick. I am a representative of the guild back away. Give me some information again in my head so I understand.
What information?
Well, okay, so the guild that I am a part of.
The Merchants Guild, yes.
Yeah, the Merchants Guild. That in what nation again?
It operates out of many nations. The area you were just in was called the Sword Coast, but it also operates out of where you were from in Cormire.
Okay.
So, like a guild is just an association of like-minded individuals that work towards a goal. They can operate out of as far of an area as they can reach, so long as they can find other like-minded individuals willing to pay money to be a part of something.
Gotcha. Right. So, my name is Obadiah Slick. I am a guild, Merchants Guild member and owner and proprietor of the Antique Roadhouse. I figure you may not have heard of it, for it is a business that I have started with my own two hands, and I wish to set up a few shops in the surrounding 10 cities, and I figured I would make my start with getting to know a lot of the most important merchants that I've heard word, and I'm going to be honest, Captain Goldenlaw has come up quite a few times as one of the head honchos to get acquainted with.
Make me a charisma skill check. I'll let you determine whether this is persuasion or deception, as whether or not you are flattering or lying. Or both.
Oh, I'm flattering.
Okay. So then that would be a persuasion. Just let me know what your total is.
19.
As he's just like, "Oh, this horn devil, he's got a silver tongue, he does." "Ah, well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Slick there. I didn't quite catch your companions' names. What might all ye be called?"
Yep, I'm right.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Oh, I've heard of ye."
Yeah.
I am so terrible.
He's just looking around the room to see who wants to introduce themselves next.
I'm saying it right. Johan.
It depends on if you have two N's or an M.
It's an M.
Johan.
Johan.
Go on.
He's just
I thought it was Joe.
he's just like, oh yes, a fine feathered folk such as yourself. And he looks at your robes and he's like, ah. And I see you're a member of the Arcane Brotherhood. Well, I have no beef or grief with ye, but I will warn you that now, small, you wee little owl lad, many people here in the Ten Towns aren't going to take too kindly to the Arcane Brotherhood up in these parts.
Oh? What happened?
Well, a few of your folk kind of rubbed us, a lot of us, the wrong way. Additionally, here, specifically in Bryn Shander, what with the incident that happened a few years ago with the terrible criminal known as Vailish Gaunt, he tried to overthrow Speaker Duvessa Shane, and well, we don't really take kindly to many members of the Arcane Brotherhood. Again, I ain't got no problem with you, because getting many of me imports from Luskan myself, I'm not necessarily inclined to do bad business with people that provide me such goods and services.
Well, good to know then. Thank you. I am. Hopefully, I don't rub people the wrong way, and I can change some people's perspective then.
Oh, I people here in the Tin Towns, their perceptions are easily changed. It just takes a little bit of kindness and effort. And he looks around to see who's going to introduce themselves next.
Lark will hold out her hand. Like Hemlock from East Haven.
As you say, Hemlock from East Haven, he's like, ho, 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 my fine fair lady, and he takes your hand and gives it like a gentle kiss. He's like, I have heard many a fantastic thing about the Hemlocks, and might I say I am a great fan of your work, and if ever I could be of service to such an illustrious name as yourself, please just be giving me a holler, and I will be putting myself at the greatest service to your beck and call.
Thank you. I'll keep you in mind.
Obadiah doesn't say anything, but he's taking a mental note of why is somebody that he is praising with high remarks working for me as a tour guide, basically.
Because they're a knowledgeable noble.
Suspicious.
And he looks between like Electra and Mike's. This is the two people that haven't introduced themselves yet.
Hello. I'm Mike's. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And might I say, I'm a big fan of the... well... And he pauses for a second, he's like... An eye patch tells a story, and you know what? I think that perhaps it's not one that is... perhaps it's one that is of daring and truth, and other times it might be one of sadness. I do apologize. I didn't mean to point that out. It seems very rude of me now, and...
No, it's okay.
I feel like kind of a dick, if I'm being honest.
No, it's okay. I've had it for a very long time, so it's just sort of a part of me now. So, no worries.
Again, I still feel like 1,000 pardons are due. So what I will say is, on your first purchase, milady Mike's, I'll give you we'll say a 5% discount.
Yeah, it was a pretty harrowing experience, and she's gonna try to milk it a little bit for a bigger discount.
Make me a persuasion check. Mike's is just like 5%, you say? I mean, it was a really harrowing ordeal. Maybe 15 is more in line with
Yeah, she's like, fucking 5%? Fuck you. Give me more, you piece of shit.
Damn.
That's a 20 not natural.
100%, he's just like, you're right. I do apologize. Perhaps 15% would be more in line with...
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you so much. Please don't worry about it. But I really appreciate it. And I'll be sure to look around.
I'm, again, so sorry. And he looks over at Electra and he's like, hello!
I think Kat went to get food. I don't want to get food.
Ah, shit.
Hello, I'm Electra. I'm big.
I'm big. I'm gonna stand between Obadiah and glare at you. And he's just like, oh, well, alright then.
That is Electra. She is hired as a bodyguard for me by the Merchant Guild. they are very stoic. They only really converse, when they feel like it. So, pardon them if they are silent.
No pardon needing. I've traveled with many a strong silent type. It's a mode of composing yourself I can respect. Can't do it myself much. Talk too much, I say.
All right. So, I see you as a distinguishing man, Captain. So I won't insult you by pussyfooting around. So I would like to get down to why I'm here. Um, I wish to open up trade with my business in Icewind Dale and the Tin Cities, but the Merchant Guild has informed me that to do this, I must do this on my own, setting up the routes and handling the affairs from here. And I reckon the best way to handle that is to get some of the major players on my side, and I figured I would start with you. We share a very common interest in the wares that we sell. If you don't mind, I would like to show you. And I pull out this really thick book, and I'm like, this is just a modest example of what we at the Antique Roadhouse have dabbled in and selling and trading and buying throughout the entirety of our lands. As you can see, and I slide the book to him.
He opens it and begins taking a look.
Yes. As you can see, we dabble in a plethora of very interesting products. We've got knickknacks and we've got knickknacks and food and basically anything that a person may want. We've got furniture, we've got clothing, we've got pretty much. Sorry, I'm like I said, I'm a little tired, so I can't really.
I got it. He's like, right, well, I will definitely be giving this over a look. It seems like, if I'm being honest, young man, it seems like you're spreading yourself a wee bit thin there. In terms of merchandise, I understand wanting to be able to sell a little something to everybody, but it does seem like you're lacking in a certain specialty that you are catering to people.
I came here to talk shop with some of the big boys, so what would you recommend?
Well, I'd recommend kind of like paring down your stock. For example, like, how many people that come to your stalls or stands buy food? As opposed to your other merchandise, such as plates, furniture ware, knickknacks, as well as various assorted toys and contraptions.
Well, most of the food is just little snacks and little treats for the youngins. There's not really much of a big thing. It's like there's back in my hometown, we had a little troop of girls who would go around and selling cookies to raise up money and funds for the little projects of rebuilding the playgrounds and whatnot. So we teamed up with them a little bit to establish a trade of just small time food, not like very big or grocery store ass.
Understood. And what percentage of your profits from these cookie sales go back into the organization that is providing you the cookies?
He nervously laughs like that. More than I would like. Those little girls are vicious.
Right. Well, then it seems like you're just more acting as a distributary for their product and increasing their kind of like brand awareness across multiple areas. I would say that like if you're wanting to keep your association and deal with them, limit the range at which you're kind of like circulating product, and that will allow you to kind of present the product you're more interested in selling to the market audience you're trying to reach. See, for me, I deal in imports and exotic goods. I know exactly what I'm here to deal. I'm here to deal in food items that people can't get anywhere else, fine spices from across the seas, and various other, like, wares and fine goods that most people wouldn't be able to acquire on their own, or even that a master craftsman might work their entire life and only create 2 pieces. I deal in things that not many people can get anywhere else, and it keeps people coming back, because if I've got something that no one else can get, well, then no one else is going to be able to compete with me in my market.
I agree, and I wish to ask for you to help me in aiding my efforts to implicit more trade routes of my business, so that we may be able to exchange more goods and services that you may be harder for you to obtain. For example, you said that you get your stuff from overseas. How long does it take you to usually get a new shipment?
Well, I do admit it's been a while, but, I'm not really looking at a lot of overhead cost. I do own my building, I'm not renting it. And additionally, a lot of my product, it'll just clear the shelves whenever it clears the shelves. I'm not necessarily concerned about that.
I understand, but if it helps you, if it's helping me in my efforts, we can establish a trade route from more of my positions of places that are closer to you, and you can get more of an influx of these rare and exotic goods for your people, and they'll be coming out more frequently.
I see. Well, I wouldn't be opposed to the idea. I'd be fine giving you a few small fair trinkets. I'll say this. Right now, we'll just have a gentleman's agreement that when you do get your trade up and running up in this area, we'll give you a few pieces, and if you could sell them off quickly, we'll negotiate a larger contract on which we can agree. For now, just a gentleman's agreement. Fair? And he extends his hand.
I shake his hand very firmly. Say, understood.
Right, well, he turns to the rest of y'all. If you wish to, he looks over at, the corner where Rat and Electra are just playing Boulder Parchment Shears. He's like, right, if you'd like to buy anything while you're here, just feel free to let me know, and I can get it for you and let you know what the cost is going to be. And again, he looks at Mixus. Lady Mixus, you have a 15% discount on your first purchase.
Where is this motherfucker have?
Bro, he's got everything. He's got tea sets. He's got fine gold plates. He's got spices, coffee, tea. He's got exotic spiced meats that you've probably never seen before. He's got cheeses from the far off places of the plains of purple dust. He's got some various knickknacks and assorted items. He's got a few items that are kind of behind a glass case that just says magic shit written on it in Dwarvish.
Ooh.
Creeps over to those glass cases. I will look.
He's got a few common and uncommon magic items.
Sure, what are some of his common magic items?
Common magic items? Let me go ahead and pull up.
Those will probably end up big in my price range with this game.
Let me go ahead and pull up my list of stock.
I know, right? Immediately pulls up all common magic items.
You'd be surprised if there are.
Why you gotta call me out like that? Why you gotta call me out like that?
Oh, brother, that's what I'm doing.
It's okay, brother.
So as far he has 2 uncommon magic items in his stock and 4 common magic items. In his common magic item stock, he has let's see here. There is a scroll. There is a quill. An orb that seems to kind of pulse with arcane energy. And the last thing that is in there is a book. And then for the uncommon magic items, he has a set of goggles, as well as brain. There's a ring in there.
Okay. 1 second. I'm checking something real quick.
Would we be able to ask? Wait, does he know what they are? Can we ask him what they are?
You can ask him. He may or may not know what they are.
Ooh.
Okay. So I think Max is probably better with the goggles, but the ring, and then what were the common ones again? Just real quick.
The common ones were a quill, an orb, a book, and God, I've already forgotten the fourth one. That's just great.
Relatable, honestly.
Is it goggles or a ring?
No, it was yeah, it was a quill, a orb, a book, and where's the last one? I just had it up a second ago. Jesus.
It's alright. I'm gonna check out that ring.
Oh, it was a scroll. I forgot. It was a scroll. My bad.
Scroll. I'm gonna check out that ring.
Okay. The ring is a golden ring that has a kind of like amethyst fixture in it. It seems to be cracked, but have an interweaving like golden pattern spread throughout the ring itself. It glows with a faint magical aura, and seems to kind of like emit some degree of energy. It would take an Arcana check to find out what kind.
Sure. I'm not amazing at Arcana, but I'll do it anyway.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's a 10.
Man, it's magical.
Smells it, looks it. Okay. Does anyone? I guess makes we'll ask around if anyone has identified that they could do for her real quick.
Does the wizard know identify?
If you have a bard, they might know it too.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Do Obadiah or Yoham know identify? Also, fail, you're muted if you... Also, we are probably going to be wrapping here soon, because it seems like a lot of people are really tired.
All good.
No worries.
Yoham?
Today was a rough day for everyone.
Do you have a identify?
Rat.
That was out of character, just to be clear.
Do you have identify?
Oh, this is a bruh moment.
Bruh.
Rat.
Oh, it's okay. I think
Okay, since Yoham expended one of his spell slots for the disc thing, I will expend one of mine for right now.
You had it this whole time?
Yeah, I just didn't want to use it. It's okay.
I did mine to carry my stuff because we haven't got to a place yet to chill.
We'll get you there, and then we'll end the session.
So go ahead.
It's kind of funny. Everyone else can put their stuff on it too. So
Nice.
this floating thing of like luggage. Too.
I go on top of that myself, actually. Thanks.
Oh, Tyler died.
Tyler died, but identify.
Yeah, they'll cast identify. We'll just say Obadiah identifies it. That's fine.
Yeah, they offered. It's okay. Welcome
For
back,
that,
Tyler.
push the X button instead of the minimize button.
Yeah. So, Obadiah identifies. The ring is a ring of mind shielding.
I thought I don't want to put better game though. Okay. I'm gonna get a price check on this from our friend.
Yeah, sure thing. Let's see. With your discount.
Even if I can't buy it now, it'd be good to have a price check on it.
All right. It is 340 gold pieces.
Oh, so I'll be able to afford it a little bit soon. That's enough. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll say without your discount, you know that it's like 400 gold pieces.
So what I'll do then is I'll put the. Can I ask him to put the ring on hold temporarily?
Yeah, he's just like, oh, you wish to put the ring on hold? Of course, I would be happy to do such a thing. You see, not many people come through here for magic items, so I have no problem putting it on hold.
Yeah, I'm gonna be getting a influx of gold pretty soon, so I'll just use my discount on that when I get the amount. That's fine.
Yeah, sure thing. I have no problem reserving it at the discounted rate. I will say that since you are using your discount on this item, I will go ahead and mark it as discounted for the time of your pickup. If you decide to buy anything else while you're here today, it will not be discounted.
That's fine.
All right. And he sets it aside and puts it in a box and puts like a stick, like the equivalent of like a D&D sticky note on it.
Thank you very much.
And he nods and is like, "Oh, my very pleasure, Lady Marcus. If anyone else would like to buy anything, you're welcome to. If not, you're not obliged to. I will say this: it is getting kind of dark soon. You all might want to find lodging for the eve."
Oh yeah.
Is there anywhere with like a hot sauna?
We don't, unfortunately, have hot saunas, but the Northlook does have a nice roaring fireplace that you can rest your cold bones by.
I'm fine with going to the Northlook now. Okay, we're going to the Northlook. I pick up everybody.
As everybody's leaving, I think Lark's gonna ask him if he has any poisons or
everyone?
poisoner kit.
I think, like, as everyone's leaving and you're like, "Hey, you got any poison or poisoners kit?" He's like, "Yeah, of course I fucking got poisoner and poisoner's kit.
This dude fucking rules.
What do you need? Like, I mean, like, additionally, like, if you want some really good shit, like, I don't normally do this because it sends business out at my door. If you really want some good shit, Alchemist's Friend is a great place to go."
Alchemist Friend. I like the name of that place.
Hmm?
That's my favorite place.
How much for a poisoner's kit?
Poisoner's kit? It ain't too much. You pull up the list of cost of artisan's tools.
Gotcha, bud.
Let's see. Poisoner's kit cranks out to. Oh, it doesn't actually list a price for it. What the fuck?
Oh.
Yo, it's free!
Yo! No price tag.
God, if I have to get out my player's handbook or something.
Are you looking
Never.
for the poisoner's kit?
Yeah.
It should be roughly the same as the alchemist kit, which is 50 gold pieces, I think.
Gotcha. Here we go.
That's why you always invited.
Yeah, it's
me
it's
in.
50 gold pieces. Yeah, I had to go to D&D Beyond and be like, "Hey, how much does this cost?"
Yeah, all of the kits that actually create something that's used
Cost
in game
good
cost
money.
about 50 gold.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, it's about 50 gold pieces."
Sounds good. And does he have any kind of like special poisons on him?
No, he's just got basic poisons. Which I believe like cost. I want to say like. God, I want to say like 5 or like 25. Hold on, let me look this shit up.
200.
They don't cost that much.
Been fucking hilarious if they did.
They do cost a good bit of money. I remember that much because I tried to buy them once. Let's see. Basic poison costs like 100 gold pieces per vial.
Much for me right now. Yeah, I'll just buy the poisoner's kit.
He's like, right. In addition, it does come with a few like basic supplies off the bat. So if you want to create your own poisons, you can do that. But if you'd prefer to buy my poisons, I will say they are used by many high-ranked assassin guilds. But who am I to question a hemlock on their business? I apologize again for my great miscourtesy. Thank you for buying my poisoner's kit, and I believe your friends are leaving.
No, wait.
Yeah.
Where's the Chinese?
Thank you. We'll speak again soon. And I'll chase after the rest of the group.
He's like, of course, I'll always be here. I have nowhere else to be.
You don't have don't you have a house or anything?
I live here, lad.
Do you buy groceries?
I have them delivered to me. I use that new fancy fantasy service. No, instant delivery.
Instant carriage, dude.
Yeah, instant carriage. I use instant carriage. Do you not?
Laughing because he's apparently this shopkeeper's just such an introvert.
Why would he need to leave? He has everything he ever wants. He's got connections.
Apparently so.
Anyway, as we all head to the Northlook.
Sorry, I'm having some fun.
I'm glad. I enjoy introducing people to NPCs that are just like absolutely fucking balls to the wall.
Nice.
Speaking of, you all arrive inside the North Look. It is a quaint and nicely lit tavern. Let me go ahead and actually pull up the entire description of the North Look.
Yeah.
That's the wrong one. That's the wrong page. Where's the right page?
That's the other North Look.
Here we go. It is a fine establishment, very frequently traveled and full of a raging hearth fire, the sound of clinking mugs, and quiet or hushed conversation. Wandering the inn are a few veritable individuals. There are quite a few like adventurers and travelers coming through here, but a few individuals do stand out to you. Of course, you see Denica Greysteel, who is just kind of like off in the corner, like scribbling in a journal, kind of like waves at y'all, but goes immediately back to her notes. Additionally, you see there are three, what you would say, like given the size of them, dwarves kind of like huddled off in a corner booth. Their clothing wrapped tight around them, each of them nursing a mug of ale that doesn't seem to have been touched. There is another dwarven woman kind of like sitting at the bar itself, smoking on a pipe and looking deeply and intently into a mug of ale as a worn battle axe rests at her side. And kind of like tending to the hearth fire and sprinting about this like hectic establishment is a small goblin man dressed in finery. And as he sees you all walk in, he goes, "Welcome, welcome! Yeah, always good to have fine guests in the North Look."
Hey.
He just is like, rat! The rat returns! And you know this, as well as I would say, like, if Mixus and Lark and Electra have ever traveled through Bryn Shander before in their time that they spent during the Dale, this individual is well known to anyone who travels through Bryn Shander. This is Scram Sax, the owner of the North Look. He is a retired former goblin adventurer that was raised by gnomes. He established his inn and tavern not too long after moving into Icewind Dale. It has become kind of a family name in Bryn Shander. He acquired a ornate knucklehead trout that has been stuffed and mounted above his fireplace that just has the inscription Old Bitey on a placard. Which a few years ago he got very upset because a group of prankster wizards came through and enchanted it so that it will randomly sing songs and also try and bite people.
That's so good.
They're fucking rules. What? Oh my god.
But it is irritable for him because many a people have been bitten by this thing and tried to blame him for damages incurred, and he has had to shell out some money, so that's why he's not happy with it. He doesn't mind the singing too much. It's just the fact that it's never on a set schedule that annoys him. He's like, it's a board that I don't have to pay. Scram Sax loves this.
Gramshack, is the fish still biting?
The fucking thing.
Take that as a yes.
And he spits in its general direction, and old Bitey just looks at him and just goes, "You ain't nothing but a hound dog." And he's just like, "Vile fish."
It's not too bad.
Why don't you ever just like sell it? You know, to like some adventure.
Draws in customers. It serves its purpose.
It also bites them, so I don't.
Maybe like a glass case around it?
Listen. The amount of people that spend money here versus the amount of people that get bitten by the fucking fish outweigh each other, so it's a cost-benefit analysis that serves me.
Okay, you started saying words that I don't understand, so I'm just going to,
You tell him.
Do you have some rooms open?
Absolutely. Would you like to pay those now in cash or credit? And as he smiles, you see that his, like, a lot of his teeth are missing, just due to age, as, like, he is, kind of, like, got yellow-green skin, like, little beady black eyes, and, like, thin, like, wisps of, like, silvery hair underneath his, like, like red dapper little suit. Like this man looks like a fucking gentleman. But the one thing that stands out that's just kind of like any of you who are like adventurers, like that's a choice of investment. Scramsex has like a single like diamond fang, and I don't mean like diamond and I mean like it is made of diamond.
Nah.
That is just like that is like screwed into his mouth.
I get gold, but diamond. Is that like just in case he loses any money, he can always just sell the tooth?
No one knows.
I think it's just for just to be good, just to be fucking, just to flex.
Listen, when his rap album hits, it'll be mad fire.
We'll just do we want to share, or do we want to like? Do you all want a separate room? I don't care if I share with somebody.
I don't mind rooming.
I don't mind sharing if it's cheaper. It'd be nice to have a separate room.
Yes, of course. I have many rooms that can accommodate 2 to 3 people at a time.
Sure. Can we get a cost on that?
Yes, of course. Let me see here. Definitely not looking up things in my book of scams.
Yeah, scrams, you got it.
Oh, fucking what?
I'm just kidding. That's me, the Walker, joking.
So good.
Electra smash it. No, just kidding.
My book on how to escape adventures.
There we go.
My book on
My book on how to fuck people over.
for dummies. Oh, yeah.
100%. You know it's got to be for dummies. He's got a. My man's has a +0 intelligence, right? He's average, but he needs it laid out. He's like, it's not bad. It's 1 gold piece per night. That's per room, of course. Obviously, I'm not a monster here. as he says this, he kind of like gestures to his appearance, like, you know, take in kind of a like, take your cracks about me being a goblin now before I start taking your money.
He upcharges us. Yeah, no, I know the scam.
I think Mixus looks around and she sort of leans over and she goes, yeah, that's fine. Quick question. Is it just me, or are the rafters caving in a little bit? I mean, I would assume this place up to code, right? Or I don't know.
I do feel like a draft, too. You guys feel that?
Of course you're gonna feel a draft. It's fucking negative 80 degrees outside.
Yeah, it is negative 80 degrees. Oh,
That's a good point.
But as for the rafters, I just had them tuned up. They're fine. For now.
No. Just medical, please.
How many rooms do y'all want to get? Each room can fit up to 3 creatures. If it's 2 creatures comfortably and 3 creatures, it'll be kind of cramped. But like, given the fact that some of y'all are small-sized creatures, you'll probably be fine.
I'll be under a bed.
My ex is, if there's enough room, she'll try to buy her own room, but...
Yeah, you could easily buy it. Like, y'all don't have to room together. It's whatever y'all want to do.
I would prefer to have my own room for reasons.
Yeah, so Yoham wants his own room, Mike's wants their own room.
Mike will get their own room.
Is everybody getting their own room? Is no one wanting to share?
Fuck no,
We'll agree
brother.
with somebody.
I want to share. Obadiah, me and you.
Does Rat want to share with Electra?
Yeah, you want to come in here, Rat?
That just shrugs.
I need my own room for the safety of the party.
So Yoham, that's 1 gold piece. Lark, that's 1 gold piece. Mike's, that's 1 gold piece. Electra, you can pay it. Rat can pay it, or Obadiah can pay it.
Right, you pay it.
Huh?
Pay the man a gold piece.
Aww. I got okay, I'm literally the smallest.
Yeah, that's why you have to pay.
As you say, I'm the smallest. Scramsex is like, taller than Scramsex.
But I'm smaller.
Yeah, you're taller than Scramsex.
But isn't my character actually smaller than him?
Yeah, he wasn't talking to you. He's talking to Rat.
room.
Drop kicks. No.
Rat was literally complaining about being small, so he made them feel better.
You got put alright. Slaps them a gold piece.
Cool. He takes everyone's gold. And he's like, all right, your rooms are, and he goes ahead and pulls out some keys. So Mike says your room is number 2. Yoham, your room is number 3. Lark, your room is number 4, and Electra, your room is number 8.
Oh,
Jesus.
He's just like, there you go, rooms.
Cool, thanks. Hey, who's in room number 1 for no reason?
Well, it is not kind of a businessman to disclose the whereabouts of his customers. However, how much money you got?
You know what? It's cool. I don't care that much. I was just asking to be like, hey, what's up?
I completely understand. I was just giving the offer.
Well, next time I get enough money, you and me, you're telling me everybody in these rooms.
Scramsax knows everything.
I have Electra a little bit, and I'm like, I don't encourage raking and drink. You could just check yourself if I wanted to.
Oh yeah, don't worry. That's absolutely what I'm going to do. Don't worry.
Alright, just be safe about it.
I will. Probably.
So is everybody going to their rooms and stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
assume everybody
everybody-
is to like offload their stuff. I don't know if they're gonna come back downstairs.
Well,
I mean,
I'm gonna come. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna come down here and talk to this gentleman because the captain made a statement about the shipments being a while and stuff like that, and I want to show him that helping me make these connections and roads and siding with me in this business venture is a good idea. So I'm gonna do some research into seeing what's a really, really hard thing that he really, really wants, and seeing if I can get it to impress him enough to join my cause.
The captain or Scramsax?
The captain. I just want to talk to Scram Sacks because he seems to have his ear to the ground.
Sure thing. I mean, the captain did say like he's not opposed to joining your cause. He just wants like you to basically like have a reputation here. Like it's not about. There's not like one specific thing that he wants you to do. He just is like, I want to do business with someone I know can get shit done.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Yeah. So you can ask Scramsax what jobs they're around.
Sure.
Okay, Johan, what were you gonna do?
Me? I was probably heading to my room to get my stuff and settle the creature in my cage to make sure that it doesn't get too restless.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Rat, what you doing?
Shit. I mean, they don't really. Wait, the fuck do they have again? Yeah, they don't really have much, and they always like to keep their stuff on them, so they would have just stayed down in the bar area, take a little sips, and slip their rats a little something, because they just came back in.
100%. Like, if your rats are like openly scurrying around the bar, like Scramsax will take full whacks at them.
No, it's secretive. I let Jeremy in. in my coat.
Like 100% though, if there are rats running around his bar, like Scramsax will fucking kill them.
No, so against this.
Listen, he's got to keep it up to code.
That's fair. Yeah, I like went outside and shook all my rats out, and some I don't know what they did, but at that point, survival of the fittest.
Your rats all scurried away and went to their rat homes and their rat wives and husbands and partners.
Oh, good night, Jeremy. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Yeah. No,
So you are now rat free except for yourself.
Thanks, man. Let's go have a drink, I guess.
Yeah, 100%. Scramsax will get you a drink. It's not going to cost that much.
Take out some jerky and then do a little nibble.
Gotcha. Yeah, for like a mug of ale, it's just like 4 copper pieces.
I can do math.
Yeah, so what is Lark doing?
I imagine Lark finds an empty table and starts checking out her poisoner's kit.
Like in the bar?
Yeah.
Okay. what's
She's not
electric?
gonna start crafting anything. but
Okay,
she's
thank
checking
God.
out what she's made. What she's got.
Electra, what are you up to?
I'd like to ask my god if, like, this is chill, this is cool, this
What
is,
is
like,
chill?
on par. Like, I don't know if I can helping Obadiah with all this other stuff.
Yeah. I'll say this isn't gonna be like a. See, that's the one thing I don't necessarily like is that like religion checks are like intelligence based. Because it's more or less like your knowledge of religion versus your ability to commune with God. So I'll say like if you want to make like a check to like pray to your God or like get guidance, it would be either like a wisdom or charisma like or intelligence check. Just basically whatever your highest mental stat is. You just roll a d20, add like your stat, no proficiency, and see if they give you any guidance.
Sure. Yeah, I guess what I'm looking for is, like, guidance, stuff like that. Okay.
While you do that,
Seven.
Mixus, what are you up to?
Is it like getting late, like bedtime?
Yeah, it's late in the night. You assume so. Like, the problem with Icewind Dale is that like there is a perpetual like group of
Darkness
storm
or
clouds,
something?
yeah, with like an occasional aurora floating across the sky. So it's hard to really tell time. There are times in the day where it's like brighter than others, but it's still like dark.
I have a pretty solid internal clock, though. I did hunting for
Yeah,
a long
100%.
time. Yeah, once it starts getting to nighttime, she's just in her room, and she definitely, like, changes into her, out of her armor, into her nighttime clothes.
Gotcha.
Lets her hair down, as she assumes no one's gonna be really coming in. Her hair is very long. It probably goes a little bit past her, but um, yeah, and she'll just no hot bath, so she'll just go
Well,
into
no sauna, but there are like baths.
there's baths, yeah, but it's
Might not
just,
necessarily be like hot. It might be like lukewarm.
yeah, she'll take it in the morning. It's like a wake up. So she'll just get into her usual, take out her incense and do her usual thing.
Gotcha. All right. As you do your nightly ritual, you are able to kind of still your mind and find your center right before bed as you prepare yourself to drift off. Go ahead and quickly like move around a bit as we do this. As you, in contrast to this, as you still your mind and find like calm and peace, in the room next door, there is some noise you can hear through the wall as Yoham seems to kind of be negotiating with his pet. But after a while and some growling and barking, I would say like Yoham, with the spare rations you have and like the stuff you brought on the train, you are definitely able to calm your pet and ensure that it is like placid while you sleep, so it won't be interfering or causing problems for you. As Yoham finishes up his business, we drift down to Lark at the bar, kind of like tinkering with their poisoners kit, just going over their agents as well as like the various plants and herbs available to them, finding that their kit is fully stocked to make a wide variety of poisons they've used in various times in their trade. Rat sips casually at a glass of wine while they chew some jerky, as Obadiah begins to kind of like chat up scram sacks about potential jobs. And Electra, what is the result of your religion check? Or like your check?
It was an 18 charisma check.
Okay. As you kneel and kind of like commune with the god you serve, amidst the roaring blizzard outside and the aurora that begins to build as Auril makes her way through the night sky to cast her eternal rime, as she travels the sky, as she begins to kind of like pass over Bryn Shander, you hear a kind of like rumble of thunder, and there's a brief kind of like crack of lightning as her rock and her veer out of the way. And as it does, a faint beam of light, as there is no like sunlight or moonlight that captures through. Like it is more or less the light overhead piercing the clouds for a brief instance as they churn. It shines down within Bryn Shander, specifically through the bar window downstairs, shining into the bar area. And I will say, for those of you down in the bar, which would be Lark, Obadiah, and Rat, you see a faint beam of light kind of cast through the window at the far end of the north look, casting a faint pale light across the dwarven woman smoking a pipe and nursing her ale. And just as quickly as it comes, it vanishes.
I look around to see if anyone else saw it.
It seems like none of the patrons took notice of it. It seems like just the three of you that were down here took notice of it, and Electra upstairs, who was looking for a sign, saw where the light went, but they don't know who it's shown upon, or if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go talk to this dwarven?
Anyone can go talk to this dwarven woman that has seen this beam of light.
I guess I would like to go converse with this lady.
Okay, as you walk over to her, she is smoking her pipe and just kind of like nursing her ale, and there's like a ornate axe at her side that she has just like got rested up against the bar, and just seems to kind of be staring intently at her drink.
I don't know what that was, but it seemed like the light of the night has chosen you for something.
She just like turns and looks at you and just goes, right. Well, I've never fucked cider, and that's the clumsiest fucking pickup line I've ever heard in my life, so if you'd kindly just fuck off, I'll just get back to my drink and you can go piss about with some elven broad.
Obadiah looks genuinely confused, as if the thought of anybody thinking he would want to have sex, like, just baffled him, and then he's like, oh, I do apologize. That is not what I meant. I meant the literal light just shone on you out of nowhere and then disappeared. I didn't know if that was a trick of the light or if you're just somebody of importance in this town. I figured I would make your acquaintance since I'm new.
She just like looks at you like incredibly confused, because again, like I want to make it clear, like you three were the only ones that saw this. She has no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, well, I didn't know that she didn't see it.
Yeah, I said it like when the moonlight shone through, you, Lark, and Rat saw. No one else in the bar took notice.
Okay.
So she just looks at you and goes like, right, this still seems like the world's clumsiest come on, so I am going to ask you politely to take a few steps back and let me get back to my beer, and if you insist on this course of action towards, I don't know, seducing me, or perhaps you're high on drugs, I will bury my axe in your wrist. I will say at this point, like, she is like Lark. I will say that at this point, Electra, you do come downstairs, and you see and Lark as well, like and Rat, like so Lark, Rat, and Electra see this. Obadiah is talking to this dwarven woman. It looks like the conversation has not gone well. She is reaching down to grab her axe, and she is like setting her pipe down on the bar.
Lark would like to go over
allow
to
me to clear
diffuse the
something up.
situation.
It is not my intention. It is not my intention to seduce you or to come on you in this way. I thought I saw something. I was wrong. I shall take my leave. But please know that was definitely not my intention.
All right, quick pause, real quick, Tyler. Yes, Lark and Electra, what were you saying?
Lark will just go over and try to put herself between Obadiah and the lady.
I'd also like to just go over just to be like, the fuck that I was gone for 15 minutes. What happened?
Sorry about that, miss. He's an outsider.
And she looks you up and down, Lark, and is just like, right, well. And she looks at you, Obadiah, and she's like, I appreciate that you meant no offense, but nonetheless, I think our train of conversation is done.
Crossing my fingers and hoping she wasn't fucking important to my goals.
And as Lark still stands there, and I assume Electra kind of like walks up, she's just looking over the two of you, and she's like, what, either one of you want to have a go?
Actually, I was wondering if I could just buy you a drink and apology of him.
She looks at Scramsax, she's like, Scramsax, and he's like, yeah? And she's like, next one's on the tart with the blonde hair. And she looks at you and she goes, thank you kindly. And she looks up at you, Electra, and is just like, what?
Oh, you know, that fucking guy is the one I needed to protect, but you know, you're very scary. But I mean, if he's fucked off, then I mean, you know, I have no quarrel with you. That's all. Also, this is my friend. Just short like. And I don't know about you, but I'd never turn down a free drink.
She's like, well, neither would I.
Something we have in common. Do you mind if I sit?
She's like, I don't mind if you sit. I feel like I've seen you somewhere before.
Me?
Oi?
Where have you been? I sort of travel around.
Mostly between the four majors, you know, Targos, Tourmaline, East Haven.
Tourmaline? I've been to Tourmaline. I love it there.
Hold on a second, you...
Mm-hmm.
You're that Goliath miner what started trailing around the speaker, what's her name, Thunder or something.
Thunder, yeah, I barely fucking remember their name either. Yeah, they were sort of like a fucking weirdo, so I sort of, you know, I was hoping to get money, you know, payment, a job, because, you know, working in the mines is not, you know, ideal. But
sorry, when they were referring to Thunder or something, they were referring to you, not the speaker.
yeah, I'm trying to like redirect. But Thunder, I mean, you know, fuck, I forgot what I was saying. Anyways, what were you doing in Delamain?
Mercenary work mostly. Sadly, the old bones don't work as great as they used to, but she looks between like you and Lark, and she's like, you two seem a little bit more capable. How'd you be interested in a wee bit of work?
What kind of work are we talking about?
And she grins and she relights her pipe and puts it in her mouth, and she's like, I want you to fucking kill somebody for me. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Let's go!
Walker,
Yeah?
we established that before any of this happened, and Obadiah was talking to the Butcher Guild, they had a very lengthy and long states that none of the opinions and actions done by the Butcher Guild's hires have anything to do with Obadiah's business.
I mean, we'll talk about that in a minute. As always, thank you all for tuning in for this brand new campaign and showing up for our exciting debut of Icewind Dale. We will be running this game kind of bi-weekly, and I'll try and keep a consistent upload schedule for anyone interested in tuning in. Going down the line in no particular order, the real stars of the show tonight are my players. We have Kaito playing Electra.
Yahoo!
And you can also see their names on the far right of the screen. We have Phil the VA playing Yoham.
Hi, guys.
We have Inuwu playing Lark Hemlock.
Hi.
We've got Leo playing Mixes.
Hello.
Sirius C playing Obadiah Slick.
Hello.
And Star playing Rat.
I always got my accent down.
Thank you all for tuning in and joining us for this. We look forward to you all joining us for many more sessions, and hopefully our other player will be able to join us. Unfortunately, they're currently on a trip right now, but when they're back, we will be seeing another character joining the party. They are Elizabeth Alexandra Crane, I believe, and you'll be meeting their player, who is a former member of one of my campaigns, Nylasaur, who people are familiar with from their art style. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in tonight, and we hope to see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye.
Like,